As we look across Lake Wascana towards the Saskatchewan legislature, we continue with the Tim Hortons Brier in Regina. Trying to get this double. Got one and going to move it far enough. And he does. John Epping's first Brier, one to remember. Since coming up short in their opening game, Ontario has reeled off 8 straight wins and he has locked up a spot on the weekend. After a forgettable performance in St. John's, Bottcher has bounced back in Regina. One more win by Alberta. They'll clinch a playoff spot too. The championship pool continues. It's draw 19. The Tim Hortons Brier next. And as we come inside on this very nice day, partly sunny day, our feature will be Ontario against Alberta. Alberta 1 win away from joining 3 others in the Page playoff round. 2 draws remaining. Last night it was Ontario advancing. Northern Ontario did as well with a win over Manitoba. They scored 6 in the first against Mike McEwen. Alberta wins over Manitoba, and Team Canada, they clinch a spot with a 5-4 win over Saskatchewan. So as we take a look at this championship round with 2 games remaining, you see that Northern Ontario, Team Canada, Ontario have all clinched spots now in the Page playoff. Alberta with 2 games remaining, 1 win will do it. If you lose 2, those teams at 4 losses, Carruthers, McEwen, Laycock, they have to win out and then hope Alberta will lose both. As we come inside the Brand Centre on this Friday and say hello Canada, welcome back to our continued coverage. Cheryl Russ alongside. Ontario against Alberta, and this Ontario team of John Epping from the Leaside Club in Toronto looking very comfortable when you consider he tried all those years to come out of Ontario, said he was feeling the butterflies, but not anymore.
No, this is a very impressive first Brier for this Ontario team, and they've really managed to control all the external distractions that everybody talks about at a first Brier. And what they worked on this summer was controlling the internal distractions, and that was their life coach that they spoke about, their mental coach. And she talked about that allowing them a new level of confidence and kind of that no fear attitude, and we're certainly seeing it later in a game, and we're also seeing it in shot making. There's no outcome thinking, and they're letting the score take care of itself.
Well, there's a draw for 2 in 9, and he's not afraid to put rocks in play in the 9th of any game. He really does feel comfortable that way. Hard to believe that this is the same Alberta team we watched a year ago. Look, they have a great resume. 3 of them are CIS champions out of the U of A, but last year they were 3-8, and then at the trials they went 4-4. So what's the difference?
The difference really is not necessarily in the shot making, it's just plain experience. It really is. Brett Gallant was the best junior curler. Brad Gushu was the best junior curler. They joined up, still took them 14 years to win the Brier Championship. It takes time. Then Darren Moulding joined the team only 6 weeks before last year's Brier. That takes time. They've had the experience of last year's Brier. Moulding's fit in nicely. The Olympic trials helped them even more. They're just more confident under the gun.
So they do know 1 win in their last 2, and they will also join the Final 4. Alberta against Ontario. That is our feature when we come back to Regina.
Darren Moulding gets the yellows moving. What a shot from the Alberta third. His first gets them going. Wow. And they're both gone. What a shot from the skip. Matt Cam, Reds are moving.
Nice shot, man. You got a boy.
Well, this is no gimme, but this is for the game.
Called off now by itself. Stuffed it, and away it goes. Count him up.
What a throw.
The 2018 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada.
It's the penultimate round of play in the championships, and this is Team Canada against Northern Ontario on Sheet A. Sheet B is Ontario against Alberta. That's our feature. Wild card, Mike McEwen. These two teams at 4 losses. Manitoba also at 4. You got to win. You got to win out and then hope that Alberta loses there too. Time to meet the teams now. And it's brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how.
Hi, I'm John Epping, skip of Team Ontario. Our lead is Tim March, our second is Patrick Jansen, and third is Matt Cam, and we curl out of the Leaside Curling Club in Toronto.
Hi, I'm Brendan Bottcher, skip of Team Alberta. Our lead is Karek Martin, our second is Brad Thiessen, our third is Darren Moulding, and we curl out of the Salvo Sports Centre in Edmonton, Alberta.
The two skips ready to do battle here in this next to last round. Yes, you can go. Thank you. As the umpire signals, you see Ontario, the star beside them, so they will have last round. They had the one that draw to the button. They'll play the Redstones. In fact, it is right across the board. I can't help myself. It is the 4 tops all across the board. It'll be Alberta playing the Yellowstones. And to get us underway is Karek Martin.
This is when he breaks out and starts to sing, and it's just the whole show goes downhill.
It's just, we'll just play Motown the whole afternoon.
Line's good. I gotta go.
Well, these two teams, they played each other in the Roar of the Rings, the Olympic trials. Bottcher won that one. They played each other the last time before that was in October on tour, and Epping won that one. So 1-1 so far.
Really close in the stats, really close in the standings. The hammer could make a big difference here.
It'll be about 3 feet here, man.
I think the hammer, makes a difference in the fact that Epping gets to dictate the way he wants to play these ends.
And you know what he's up to, don't you? Rock right on the button. He's throwing up a corner guard.
Okay, line's good. Yep. Hard weight, guys. Come on, hard weight, guys.
I think he's looking down the sheet at the players in front of him and seeing some pretty incredible numbers by all of them, especially Matt Cam.
Sorry, guys.
Matt just keeps getting better and better.
Well, Matt is the only one with previous experience for the Ontario team, having played in 2015 with Mark Keane. They went 5-6 that year.
Line's good.
3.
Matt's always been known for around Southern Ontario as one of the best hitters in the province, maybe in the country, especially that big weight ability. Comes out like a dart, but if he was going to make a mistake, it's on the draw shot. But you look at his draw numbers, they're huge.
You look at this Alberta team, however, that's 2 different personalities, to say the very least, when you look at Darren Moulding and Brendan Bottcher, as we say good afternoon to Kathy.
Well, for sure, if you were to describe them in colors, you would have Darren in bright reds and purples and a much more subdued shade for sure for Brendan Bottcher. And it has been a little bit of molding for them to find their happy medium. Darren says he has not hesitated to challenge Brendan to show more emotion on the ice, to find that passion and to share that. And Brendan, in turn, has said to Darren, you need to ratchet it back a bit. Darren saying that there were catcalls last night when he took out the back bumper a little bit with frustration. So both of them bringing out the best in each other by being a little bit more of each other.
Well, that leads us then to the keys to the game, and let's check the keys for Alberta.
Well, Bottcher's got his own style. He studied this sport more analytically than a lot of the young skips for sure, and it's all about the even numbers for this guy. He doesn't want to score in the odd numbers. He wants to score even, have hammer in 10, have hammer in 8, and so forth. So you'll see him play maybe an aggressive style without hammer, trying to, in this case, force Ontario to a single, and then drawing on Darren. What I mean by that is it's what Kathy just said. He's that catalyst on this team that's really, I think, done a wonderful job of shaping Brendan Bottcher's young career. But drawing on Moulding is also, he's 10% worse than Matt Cam, we just talked about in draw percentage. That's a ton, 10% this late in the week. He's going to have to draw well if Alberta has a chance.
Keys for Ontario.
Well, you just have to talk about sticking to the plan. We've said that with John Epping. You have a style that you play, and you really have to stick to that. And I think that will push Darren Moulding into some precise draws. And when you call that style of play, rock placement is key. You have to be committed. You have to have all the team on board, and shot tolerance as well is important.
Keys to the game are brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. Pat Jansen makes the run back, leaves the Ontario Stone out in front, gets the shot rock to move back a couple of inches. It's sitting back edge of the button, so the pin is open.
I'll give you easy. It'll come down to bump.
This is virtually right underneath that long guard. Lucky for Team Alberta, there's some space here to throw a soft weight, get some curl, but it's buried.
Whoa! Yep!
That's just, that may be one of the biggest improvements in this team is the brushing, this front end brushing. There you saw Karek Martin, who used to skip back in the day. In fact, he was skipping the University of Alberta, and then Brendan Bottcher arrived with a Canadian Junior Championship, and he took over, and Karek is considering his lineage, very happy at the lead position. Doesn't necessarily need to be the skip, he said. The game has changed so much that he and Brad are very happy at the lead and second spots.
Well, and some of the best leads were skips, and I think it's because they recognize how important that first setup shot is, that it really, you know, controls the outcome of the end and the style of an end that your skip wants to call.
Right in between there. They knew it was going to wreck early, but they couldn't get one of them in. They didn't know which way to go. Sweep it to get the thrown rock in or race that guard in.
Hi.
Not in, though.
Yeah. It is tight.
A little higher is better than in.
14.25.
Light.
A little, Brad.
It's okay.
Darren was saying one of the big things for him, the difference between last year in St. John's and this year, is he's physically more fit. He was dog tired last year. Now he says, I'm fresh, ready to go.
Yeah, he got the call pretty late, so not a lot of time to prepare. He was making ice at the Coaldale Curling Club, I believe it was, and suddenly got a call from this team to join them. And it takes a little longer than a few weeks to get into top shape compared to a lot of these players out here.
And he'd been skipping too, so he wouldn't have had too many reps on the brushing. Even though most of us skips stay in tremendous shape.
We do, don't we?
Another chocolate, Mr. Howard?
Whoa!
Oh.
Whoa!
Your order of wings will be right up to the booth.
Exactly.
And he runs it back, leaves the shooter out in front. Still, Alberta sitting the 2 without last rock.
Okay.
Not only has Alberta got a shot at a force, he got a really good shot at a steal now. A little unlucky here. Just if it grazes the top one, they get everything.
Which one do you protect? They're going to play the intern and protect the shot stone. But there is then the hole on the other side. So what's your decision? Is it always the shot stone you're trying to protect?
I think in this case you can kind of protect the draw and shot stone. So you're going to kind of be across the face, touch the center line, and then it takes away the draw and access to that shot stone.
Whoa. We're going over.
And in he comes. Initially, I thought they were just talking about wrapping it around.
No, that's a really good spot. Actually over curled a hair.
Yeah, just kind of.
Just a little, just not positive.
Yeah.
Talking about Darren's release, which maybe caused the overcurl. Wasn't super soft on it, but you could tell maybe just not positive out to the broom, and it might have just curled a little bit more on them.
Tricky little spot down here, down the center line. It should be a bit of pebble.
Nothing yet. Little late licks, Jansen, Matt Cam, 1-2. And now, how far can you spill it? And they'll move it out to the edge of the 8. Leaves them sitting 2. Shot rockers back edge of the 4.
A little less claustrophobic there now, but it gives Brendan a free one, and you hate to give a top player 2 shots in a row at this thing.
Sorry about your first one. Josh,
Oh,
came up
exactly
a little
what
bit.
Darren did.
Yeah. Good throw, bud.
Thanks.
Yeah, 14-9.
Yeah, it felt that. We said 14.75.
It slid pretty good.
Yeah.
One of the things that
we swept it the whole way.
Karek Martin was saying, having watched his dad all those years, and watching the front end of Ben Hebert and Mark Kennedy. And I said, you know, your dad used to cheat on the line. He'd have the brushers and they take a little, and he says, we do it here too. He says, I learned right away. He said, if you're that good and if you can put that much weight on the brush, you can actually cheat the line a little bit. And, they do that with Bottcher a fair bit.
Well, this is one of the very, very best front ends, in my opinion, of actually making the rock hang a little straighter or curl a little more.
Look at there is Martin out in front, decent closest to the stone, and where that lean that they get, boy, I tell you.
Good.
Those handles ever snap to be some serious nose plants.
Yes, yes.
Well, and people at home wonder why they have that advantage, Russ, but it's not because they have any advantage on the material, but it's they get that sweet spot, that angle right, that they know exactly how to scratch the ice and push that rock away or get it to curl.
Good.
And that's just an art form.
Get them all. Yeah.
Tough decision here now. You heard Matt Camp say you can get them all. Well, that's if you make a peel weight 15-foot run back and hit it exactly there. Hopefully the shooter goes that way, that one goes that way, and they actually will come out the back there and there. But you ever miss this, a little high side go through that hole. Brendan puts a guard right where Matt's standing. Yeah. How do you score?
Out of his hand, got him. Tim March staying with him, trying to run it back. John Epping in trouble here in the first. Stay with it, got one. There it is, come across. Oh, and it'll sit there. So they just missed getting shot stone back edge of the 4, but Ontario has one in position.
Crazy good, he nearly got them all.
Sorry, Matty. Throw, buddy. Thanks.
Brendan's got to be careful here. You got to put this in a good spot, not leave any kind of a double. There's that jam you see, just helps Ontario, gives them an opportunity.
Hey, tucked a piece underneath that stone, top edge of the 12. Final rock now, Alberta, Brendan Bottcher.
Same spot.
Hair more, maybe.
Mine's a bit tighter. Whoa.
Weight's good. Weight's good.
Whoa.
Weight's good.
Ah.
Okay. Weight's
Line's good.
Line's
not bad.
good.
Weight's good.
Whoa,
Whoa.
Little up.
Don't want this to over
Never,
curl.
never, never. Never.
Up.
Sit.
And all on its own, it'll slip that little bit too deep.
Curls a little more. There would have been a soft weight out turn double. It's not there now. Just stopped in time.
Pretty close to drawing the button here, eh?
Yeah, and it's not worth the risk. You might think about the soft in-turn kind of double split and see if you can get your 2, but you throw any extra weight at this, you'll never get the finish. It's just straight draw.
Hair more.
Interesting here. This is about 6 inches tighter than Brendan took for the shot. So different releases. John might be a little more positive out on his in-turn, or he's planning on throwing a hair more weight or a hair more spin.
Final stone, Alberta is hitting 2.
You're good. Weight's good. Easy room.
Does have room to get
Mine
to
should be fine.
the button.
Whoa, then.
Has a little backing.
Your back, whoa. Line's good.
March left,
Put it on the
Jansen
tee.
right.
Whoa. Easy.
Cam calling line.
Clean. Right to it. Shot, John.
Shot, Johnny.
And to it for the single. And so Ontario has to be very happy. Chasing the entire end, and they will get 1 here in the first final day of round robin play.
The 2018 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. By Sponge Towels Paper Towel. Nothing absorbs like it. And by Ford of Canada. Proud partner with Curling Canada for over 20 years.
Friday afternoon, we'll start our updates, and we'll check out on Team Wild Card. Mike McEwen out of Manitoba playing Steve Laycock from the Nutana, Saskatoon.
Well, Mike was deep on his first stone, and so Matt Dunstone came in and tried to corner freeze, but he tapped a little bit, and it appears as though Mike McEwen remains shot stone, and so this will be a draw for 2.
McEwen coming off that disastrous game last night against Northern Ontario. when he had absolutely no touch at all, Kathy. Gave up that 6 in the first, lost 8-1, and was done in 6.
Well, as I mentioned, he was heavy on his first, but good on his second.
To pick up the 2. Both these teams are at 4 losses, so need to win out and then hope for 2 losses by Team Alberta and Brendan Bottcher. And here in the second, it will be Alberta out of the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton that will have last rock. They have the Hammer playing the Yellow Stars.
Weight's good.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Bottcher doing exactly what he likes to do. Force the opponent in the odd number ends and try to get points in the even.
Yeah, he's very, very much about scoreboard management.
Okay.
Really great rock positioning by Tim March. Threw that one in and then capped it perfectly. Pushed Kark to a pretty tough shot. Little overthrow, it seemed, didn't
that
move.
was probably a combo of lighter or slow rock and a tighter path. This should be a good spot, Pat. Cross center, though. We didn't hit cross center yet. That was real close.
Tight.
Middle cup.
Yeah, it's gonna curl a lot.
Top cup at best.
Whoa, we're gonna over curl. Whoa.
Okay. Top of cup.
Whoa, we're gonna over curl.
Not a ton of handle here. This will bite into the pebble. Start to curl.
Digging hard. Just running slower there. Yeah, just the drop.
Well, 2 teams tied for the top of the table with Ontario at 8-1. Battle of the Brads, and Gouju blanking first against Brad Jacobs. Northern Ontario, Ryan Harnden, the lead, was ill earlier in the week and is missing again today. So Tanner Horgan, who they beat in the Northern Ontario final, and is here as their alternate, is back in throwing lead star.
Real good.
Well, Tanner Horgan came in against Saskatchewan and played for Ryan that game, the entire game, and 94% as a lead. So not a bad person to bring in.
You have to be so careful when you're picking your 5th. It's no longer let's bring my best friend, or Tanner will fit in beautifully there. Other than the brushing, I don't know how you replace that.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
You also saw that Manitoba beat Carruthers with a single against Nova Scotia. Again, Carruthers at 4 losses needs to win both.
Half. Top of cup.
Sliding.
Mid cup.
And then needs lots of help.
Whoa.
Top of cup.
Whoa. Whoa. It's fine. He's sliding.
Heel.
Hair higher. Same throw.
Going to play the corner guard onto the center guard. You chase that center guard and you're probably going to nose it if you play the run back.
Roll it, roll it, roll it.
This really went on them. That's where the draw also curled.
Yeah, that's right, eh?
So a lot on that one side, that outturn side, and lots of stagger there to never get behind.
Brendan, I would say in this field, from what I've watched so far, bails out quicker than anybody. He just does not like enemy rocks out front.
Top 12?
By contrast, John Epping is just relishing this. I'm thinking he just loves this.
Oh, yeah.
This is
in his element.
Should be good, Matty.
Close to last game or a couple feet slower?
It was just a foot or 2 slower.
That's what's changed so much in the last 6 or 7 years with these elite teams is when the Ontario front end came up quite light on the come around, instead of saying, oh, gee, it's really slow there, it couldn't be me, they say, I just didn't throw it. It is a hair slower, but it's not as slow as I made it look by being way late. And it's all that honesty, basically. That's the only way you're going to get better.
It's fine, Matt.
It's fine, Matty.
Yeah, I would agree. I think a lot more teams come off the ice as well afterwards, and they will go through like a golfer does, and they'll analyze every hole, or they'll analyze every end and try and come up with, what did I need to do better? Where did I miss? You have to be self-responsible, self-analyze a lot.
Whoa!
Well, I told you that story when I used to do more reporting for SportsCenter, and I'd go to the Canadian Open or a golf tournament, and the public relations director for the PGA would bring in, say, Jack Nicklaus or Lee Trevino. This is going back a few years. But the first thing they would say is, Jack, take us through your round. Okay, at Glen Abbey, I hit this one on the first, and I did that, and he'd take you all through 68, 70, 72 shots, whatever it happened to be.
Over a 5-hour period.
Over a 5-hour period. He'd know every shot, every club.
Yeah.
Well, they have books. They would sit down with a book and make notes, and that's what you take to practice, right? It's the same as a curler. Where did I miss? What shot did I miss in the sixth then? Okay, do I have to work on my intern when I go back?
Hard, Pat. You got to really go. You got to keep going. Go! Keep going. Kick that rock. Yeah.
Come on, Matt.
Sorry, John.
It's okay. Got a hit.
Double.
A quarter of it.
A quarter? Yep. Yep.
If you hit, you just got to cross the center line by a smidge.
Okay.
I can't see much of this.
Whoa. Whoa.
Run.
Close.
Run.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, yeah. Yeah.
Very nice.
Shot.
Nice shot by Darren Moulding, but at the present time, Matt Cam has the advantage.
Well, you talk about how important the thirds are in the style of game, and the other thing you want to look at is what your third's doing, trending towards playoffs and towards playoff weekend. And you can just see, look at Matt Cam's last two games, 90%. Darren Moulding's last two games, 76 and 73, heading down. And inside the numbers for Darren Moulding has been the struggles with his draws. It hasn't been his hitting.
Full 8.
Top 8.
Weight's close.
Blind's fine.
Just biting.
Easy line.
Just bite the 8.
Easy line right now.
Just bite the 8. Just bite the 8.
Half in the top 8.
Just
Bite
bite
the
8. Just bite 8. Whoa, looks there.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
No, 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 no.
Yep. Oh. Great shot. Oh, boy.
Spot. Spot.
Sure. Hack it and roll behind the corner.
Let's
go.
Top 4.
Yeah, that's good too.
Yeah.
That was 15. What'd you get? I got 15.
Well, after a blank in one, this is a chance for a couple, it looks like, for Team Canada.
Well, Brad Jacobs hit the open shot stone, no roll, no double opportunity, and so that means that a nose hit will give Brad Gushue the 2.
Any noticeable difference in the style of play for Northern Ontario without Ryan Harden at lead?
It's been a pretty open first couple. Whether he stays that course, probably not, but so far it's a little simpler.
So that's a no. Put down Kathy for a no.
A long-winded.
Oh. No. Wow. Somebody open a door? What's going on? It's 2-0 Team Canada.
Soft, the weight, the throw, everything.
Line's real good.
No. Yeah.
Whoa! Whoa!
Off. Good shot.
Very nice.
It was a great call. There wasn't really a lot that you could do. You can't go around the corner. You can't really freeze to that red stone. Kind of forced their hand to go around, and
You got
so slightly deep.
third.
And I think there's a piece showing,
Or you
but
can throw board. You like board at it, John?
force
Just wondering
Epping to
if
a
it's
pretty
gonna be
tough
air
one.
show.
Just pick it. That's fine.
You like that?
Yeah.
Tough shot, though.
Yeah. I don't want much of it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I don't know. It's really the long guard. It's probably the problem if you're going to throw it really hard.
Okay, hair sticking here, nothing crazy.
Be tempting just to follow that down, tap it a bit. I know what he's thinking. Is he hits so well, and if he hits and rolls out, he's probably got the force because he's dead underneath cover with his other rock. But this is tough.
Yep. Whoa. Yep.
And you can catch a pretty thin piece with this weight. Make it go away.
Clean, clean, yep. Clean.
Boy. And got it.
Make that look easy, skipper, at boy.
Precision.
You may mention that in that Ontario final, he actually said when he stole 2 against Glenn Howard, he was starting to get butterflies and fought those off.
Yep. Whoa.
Asked Jim Wilson, their coach, is he getting the butterflies? Now he said, no, the butterflies were in game 1 and 2, maybe. First time here, he says, no sign of it for John Epping now.
No, he looks so comfortable, and I think that just speaks. You got to give them all credit for the work they've done. They did that in the off season, trying to deal with that. You don't want to be trying to manage nerves in a Brier. You want to try and figure out how to do that prior to getting to the Brier.
T, Brad on the
T
rock.
back 4. T.
Full 8.
I got the exact
Just
same
Draw
time.
against
Just
that
T.
1 covered.
Good shot.
Beauty.
T-line 4 foot for the single. 1 win in their last 2. Put Alberta in. A new format at the Brier and a new format for the annual Ford Hot Shocks. 15 teams started the week with a chance to win $15,000, and 1 lucky fan would receive a 2-year lease on a brand new 2018 Ford Escape SE. The field narrowed down to just 4 teams. In the final round, Team Northern Ontario pulls away, including a 5 in the Around the Horn triple takeout, finishing with a total of 69 points, and they win the $15,000. And Ford, giving back to individuals who go further in their community. Here in Regina, that individual, Mary Ann LaRock Omar. Oh my, she wins herself a 2-year lease on a brand new 2018 Ford Escape SE. On this Friday afternoon, one more round robin in this championship round comes tonight. You've got 3 teams sitting at 4 losses and all, I'm guessing, cheering against Alberta, hoping that Alberta and Brendan Bottcher will lose his last 2. They have their own jobs to do, of course. They have to win out and then hope that Alberta loses 2 to force a potential tiebreaker. But at the moment, we're tied at 1, Ontario against Alberta. Alberta needing just 1 win in their last 2 games. And here in the 3rd of this 1-1 tie, once again, it is Ontario. John Epping and the team from the Leaside Curling Club in Toronto that does have last rock. They have the Hammer playing the Redstone.
Really nice come around by Brendan. That's the other thing I've noticed with Brendan this week is his draws. He's a great hitter.
Yes.
Really good hitter. And even when you're seeing Darren struggling a bit with draws, to see Brendan's draw numbers as they are.
Nova Scotia 1, 2, it looks like 3.
It is. You know, trouble for Reed Carruthers started with Braden Muscowie grazing off and away from a pocket that Jamie Murphy and his team had 2 in. Reed tried to run his own in on the final and moved his own out. And so that is why this is a draw for 4.
Nova Scotia, Jamie Murphy and the team from Halifax with a chance to play spoiler. Now can you get the inside roll, and it rolls too far, but they will get 3. Nova Scotia could kill Manitoba's chances with a win.
Sorry, should have kept you on it.
Murphy coming through that pool
Should
play.
have kept them on it.
Perfect.
No.
But just too many losses. That's where this, you know, people wonder about the pool play, and still lots of thoughts, pro and positive and negative about it. But it does even out when you get to the championship round. You still play your 11 games and you play the top teams. And if you bring too many in, as Nova Scotia did, there's really no wiggle room for them.
Not at all. That's exactly right. Yeah, successfully making the championship pool, it doesn't really do you anything if you've got 3 or 4 losses going in.
You got to go, Tim.
And that would be true under the format a year ago.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, if you get to that stage of the round robin and you're 3 and 4, you're in trouble deep.
Look at that roll by Pat. Just perfect weight and great line call by John Epping.
Throw the edge on edge, hey?
This team makes a lot of rolls and a lot of run backs.
Throw enough to kill it.
When you saw the weight, Russ, like it was just kind of that
nice
hack weight, just enough.
It's gonna play.
Yeah. Just hack.
Good hack. We're good hack.
Clean.
Close. Good
Clean.
hack.
Brad Thiessen as we play second stones here in this third of a 1-1 tie.
Whoa!
Of course, Kathy and Brian with you all week. And Kathy, we were showing earlier the comparisons between the two thirds. Matt Cam right now a little bit ahead of Darren Moulding.
Well, for Darren, I think that he's not so worried about that because of who's throwing the final stone. He said before the game started, Brian, that he believes from the very first time he saw Brendan Bottcher throw that he is the best thrower in the world. He's got the whole range. And so when you're not playing well, if you think the last rock thrower is the best, maybe that helps.
Once again, Kathy, you're absolutely wrong because everyone at the Leaside Curling Club in Toronto would disagree with you as they're cheering on John Epping and this team back home in Toronto. Talked to Matt Cam before this game. They've got so much support from their curling club. They did a fundraiser to raise money to make sure all the family and friends from Team Ontario could make the trip to Regina. Cam is the one guy who's been to a Brier before for Ontario in 2015, and I said, what did you learn there? He said, this event is a beast. You don't realize the pressure till you get here. And then I asked him why the success this week. He said, you know what? I love what I'm seeing out of my skip in John, and he's kept things way more simple, and we've been way more successful for it.
Am I wrong, or is that perspective?
Perspective, but you're still wrong.
Top 8.
Yeah,
He has, and that's the thing about John Epping. That, I think, was the biggest criticism. He just didn't know when to let off the accelerator.
Yeah, he always kind of lived and died by the big shots, and you just see him taking maybe a little. He'll still play with tons of rocks in play, which is awesome. I don't think you want to go away from that. His team would be absolutely shocked if he did, but I think he's picking his spots a little bit more and maybe bailing.
Teams are too good that you get into those situations where you're trying to score 3s and 4s. It leaves the other skip, who's world class, a chance to get out of jail. A couple 2s can win you a game at this level.
Shot.
Very good.
Maybe 1 deuce. You saw Gushu win against Saskatchewan last night. 1-2. That's all he got, and that was the difference.
It, roll back here.
Okay.
Well, and don't you think, Russ, that trials run, I mean, I can still remember every time we looked over during the Olympic trials, Epping, there was every rock in play. And maybe I mean, that's part of it. That's a learning process, right? You talk still about Bottcher's team learning from the Brier last year, learning from a trials this year, and I think maybe that's part of what Epping learned as well.
We were kidding that lucky they're 3-minute commercials because it took that long to get the rocks back to out of the rings.
It was unbelievable.
I kind of like the in. Take it.
Enough.
What is it? Half?
Thin half. Half. Half a rock. Half. Half.
How do you stick with the yellow? I got the red.
Interesting call to go out off this wing rock here.
Yeah, playing the in off his own into the yellow.
Whoa! Whoa! Okay.
It's good.
Close. I think John's recognized too the strength with Matt Cam. You've got to have a team DNA. What do you do in this situation? You could play a soft come around, you could play that rocket double, and that's what he's good at. He has drawn very well this week. That's been the other key. But
sorry, boys.
If anybody's going to make that shot, it was him.
Try and get the back one. I like it.
Sure.
Sure.
Think about Darren Moulding too. In a sense, he's doing the same thing that Matt Cam is doing. Cam is trying to reel in John Epping. At times, Bottcher would be too aggressive, and Moulding would go, hey, bring it back a little bit.
Yeah, and sometimes even more to that, I think Bottcher sometimes looks at the scoreboard too often and doesn't play with kind of that instinct, and I think Darren is more of that hey, I think we've got it. I think we've got them this end. Let's go for it.
A little light.
Hard. 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 Yeah.
Hard, you got it.
And we'll roll it and run it by. Now he's left those two staggered over there on that corner. But shot rock still belongs to Ontario, and they do have last rock here in this third.
Yeah, Darren's talking about maybe his weight was down, taking it on himself, that miss.
Even on peel weight, you have to throw peel weight, don't you? You can't soften it or overthrow it. It's the ice is in a certain spot because of the appropriate weight coming out of the thrower's hand.
Really nice chance here for Matt Kem. Get a little roll in behind those staggered guards.
Never been out this wide.
Yep. Hack.
It's got to be a little crispy out
Really
here.
hard. Hard tip. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Heavy. Just a little solid.
Oh, you're worried about that being tight. It got by easy.
Well, they might have been thinking exactly what you're thinking, that it's fresh pebble and it might grab.
I like that.
Didn't quite sit two, though.
I don't think this is going to
Well,
curl.
and I think the worst thing is that there's a chance for Alberta to roll in.
Mm-hmm.
The best place to roll is almost frozen to our yellow. Hey?
Yeah, or right under the yellows. Yeah.
So the best place to roll is almost frozen to our yellow. Okay.
Well,
There'll still be shot back there. Or where's your first spot to roll?
well, I think we're trying to go big.
Okay.
We could just roll to the side of the 4 foot, roll 2 feet, and it's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make it.
Then for him to make that slash, he's opening it wide up again.
Yeah, Kark is thinking that they needed to roll right to that back yellow that we saw in the bottom of the screen, but those staggers are pretty good. You roll right behind them, edge of 4.
So in those three right there in Bottcher, Thiessen, Martin, USC, the University of Alberta Golden Bears, who were in fact golden at the University Championships in 2012.
Good.
Rolls it to the inside, so they're sitting 2 and 3.
Not bad.
Is it crazy?
No, you just have to roll to the right spot.
That's what I'm seeing,
But
Johnny.
you just don't want to open it up and then I leave them the double, right?
Unless you want to try this. Well, the only problem is if he ever chases this and makes this or ends over.
It's not. No, I don't think.
I know it's not.
That's not.
That might be easier, eh?
I know.
I
Okay,
really
so
don't
tap
love
this.
them opening it up, but I don't see anything else, Russ.
Not to score a decent score, is there? But you got to be so careful. You could raise the red one buried and stay on top of that shot rock.
You like that, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
all
just
line.
can't overcurl on this.
It's that or I try and cut through the hole and tap ours onto the yellow.
This one?
It's the only other shot.
I think you got more margin with that tap.
Well, it's been a while since we've seen an Ontario team in the Page playoff. And you go back the final 4 appearances with Ballston and Keene. Of course, Matt Camp played in 15, and then 2 from Glenn Howard, and then Epping this year beating Howard and getting through. After he lost the 1-2 Page playoff, was able to come back and win that final against Howard. Remembering too, its last Ontario championship was 2012, and it was Glenn Howard.
Whoa! Whoa!
Good.
Just a curl.
Not 4 now.
Pat, go on this one. Get Pat, go. Whoa, whoa,
And they'll raise it under
great shot,
cover,
Johnny.
and they are sitting 2.
whoa. Sorry.
Just fantastic.
What a nice shot.
That shooter rolling over to cover the now second shot stone.
I didn't guard it that well with my telestrator.
So much could have gone wrong. You open that up.
Pat, go on this one. Get Pat, go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Great shot, John.
Johnny, that's a force.
I don't think we need him too much.
Let's go.
All or nothing here. If you navigate the port and you're past that red one that John just raised in, there'll be an angle raise on that guard that John put up.
Just because the where the red
for a
is,
potential
but
3.
I think it would be good if.
Not the biggest port in the world either. This is one of those ones, Cheryl, that we've seen a few of them run straight. Once they get to that 4-foot strip, they seem to hook. So the line, we know Brendan's going to be close because he threw 2 perfect draws last end, but can he get through that port?
Could you have played maybe off the stone with the wide intern, angling your own back?
Yeah, you could. You could definitely do that.
So they're going to play it through this hole. Final stone for Alberta. Bottcher. Oh, I heard an uh-oh. Don't like uh-ohs. Not with last rocks.
Okay.
And we'll leave the shooter right there.
Got a little lucky, to be honest. I think it's still the yellow one at the back.
I do too.
Still sitting the 2.
Just 2.
Oh, it was nearly a draw for 4.
Actually, that works pretty. Does it go over though? I think it does.
Let's just split it.
Yeah, yeah. Let's make sure we reduce here.
Okay.
I think you touch it, John. Is it good enough to
Could
touch it?
do that, but where does that yellow one go? It might just stay there, Cheryl.
Can you split on for 4? Like, can you get that top redstone that's corner frozen to kind of spring back into the rings?
I think you can. Just come down through here, right?
Yep.
Just tick there, you get your 3. And that could roll kind of into that type of area.
Yeah, you might get it.
It's a hair more than that, Matt.
Hair more?
I got it skinny. Yeah. I think I'll just throw the same-ish. A little less. I want a little less. And then, because you can't move it too far. Yeah, a little less.
That's the only thing you can't do is nose it, because you'll only get your 2. So you just got to make sure you cross face. Even if your shooter just rolls in for your 3, that's fine.
Yeah, you got to get 3.
Yeah. Come off even the back one that's top 4.
Final stone, they're sitting 2. Ontario looking for more. Maybe a 3rd, possibly a 4th.
Whoa, whoa.
Jansen and March. Now they got him again. Cam calling line. They got to get off their own first, though. That stone right there. Bottom cup. Get away from that. Touch it. Spin it. Roll it. Grab it. Sit there. And there's 1, 2, and 3. And now they'll look again. And maybe they did get the 4th.
I think so, Vic.
What a shot.
Brilliant.
3 for sure.
3 for sure. I think we'll measure those.
It's both.
Yeah.
They're going to call for the measure.
Sweet, Pat. It's probably the best you could have done with it.
Well, that front end has really worked hard, Jansen. March, friends for 25 years. Spent a lot of time in the off season, and particularly when they train with John Epping. They just brush and brush and watch stones of his so they know exactly what it is out of his hand.
That was such a great throw. Just understanding they had to come across the face of it. They could have even come off the back one that was kind of corner frozen there and got 3 that way. The only thing they couldn't do is nose it.
Real team shot, right? Matt Cam calling the line perfect. John with the speed and those hulks on the front end.
To the Ontario stone. And no doubt. And 4 it is. Count them up.
Yep. 4 red.
Great last shot. 5-1 Ontario. You see him, of course, it's a little more difficult to make, but he's sitting the 2 for sure. Has a chance for maybe 3 rolling it in, but boy, he hits his 4 spot.
Oh, he does, and you could see they looked at this. They knew how they had to throw it to make sure they got the 3, which was critical. Make sure they come across the top of this with a little extra weight. Perfect. Taps it in enough.
There's the 3. They measured for 4. And now a 5-1 lead. John Epping with the key shot, all brought to you by Scotty's. The tissue for any issue, you bet. And he's had his share of big ends. 4 against Nunavut, 4 against Saskatchewan, scored a 5 against Manitoba. As in Alberta, you wonder, of course, you know you only have to win 1 of your last 2. If that suddenly comes into their thought process. They're down now 5-1 as we go to the 4th. Alberta with last rock, playing the Yellowstones.
Well, and if Alberta doesn't make it through this one, they don't have an easy one tonight. Northern Ontario. So
Yeah. That's why everybody said, yeah, there won't be any tiebreakers. Well, you have to look at it. You're playing 2 teams, if you're Alberta, that are 8-1, 16-2. Like, they're not gimmies.
Back line. Hard line. Back line. Yeah, we
it
gotta
was
go
really
get a piece
John's first shot that end that was, I mean, the second one was a great shot. His first shot was brilliant with a little tap and roll to kind of set that up. Rolls for a guard. Pushes Brendan to a pretty tough shot.
Yeah, Brendan got caught in that spot we talked about. We illustrated before he threw it that is it going to get in the for strip and curl, or isn't it? His weight wasn't far off, I don't think. It just hung on him.
Really got to go.
It wasn't a big port either, so yeah, those are always tough when you look at them visually.
Risky call, I think. You know, it was a great reward if he sticks it in there.
Because he did have Vic pointed out that in turn, you could have eliminated a stone,
Yep.
in turn.
Shrunk the scoring area. John would have to come through that same port for 2.
I like right around with my in. That's a lot easier.
But it's easy up here.
This doesn't give us anything.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Let's make it.
He made just about everything.
Yeah.
He played well.
Was way. Thanks, Russ. What about my brushing? My brushing's
Wow,
been good.
yeah. I think it's good, but that's not necessarily a compliment.
Yeah, that doesn't really matter.
Line's good. We're a little tight. Yep. Hard line.
You notice I haven't said anything.
Yeah, we're waiting.
Because I can't add anything to it, actually.
We're both looking at you.
I think you're going just
Say
trying to get it
something?
all the
Nope.
way over there
Nope.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
A blank in 3 means that Team Canada continues to lead Northern Ontario as they play in 4. Blank in 3, and it's still wild card. McEwen leading there over Laycock. And Manitoba has replied with a single Nova Scotia with Last Rock 3-2. They lead, playing 4.
It's fine.
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
I like that we kept that. It's crazy, but isn't it stupid? Hair more, I guess.
Pound more.
Oh!
No, never touch it.
Back 12.
Back 12?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Unless you're through, you
We're
gotta go.
close to through.
Yep.
Okay, go,
yes,
go.
yes, 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 yes. Hard. Whoa.
Just a little rub off, and it'll finally settle back 8.
Caught it between the. You sweep it like crazy to get it by. Does it go through?
Pretty simple game plan for John Epping. Make this one go away. Roll your shooter out. You really don't need any more red stones in the rings. Only helping Alberta.
Go ahead, Matty. Sorry, Johnny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's make it good. Slow deuce there for us here.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Positive, eh? Darren, he's just all the time. He's trying to find that silver lining. Still got a chance for deuce, and he's right.
Line's good.
Stay. Oh, don't need
Whoa.
to. Don't need to.
Line's good.
Weight's good.
Line's good. If anything, we're a little tight.
Don't need to.
Okay.
Don't want
Line's
to.
good.
We're a little tight.
Okay, go, Brad.
We're tight.
Go, Brad. Just
Whoa,
relax.
whoa, whoa. Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't it interesting? You know, we think about other sports. You know, you see a quarterback, you want to be a quarterback in football, or if you see somebody, a goaltender, you might in hockey.
What are you thinking?
Brad Thiessen said he knew right away he wanted to be a front-end player when he
Probably get
watched
hit. Max an 8.
Hebert and
Probably
Kennedy.
like an 8.
He saw them. He says, I still remember the first time I watched him. on TV. He said, and I said, that's what I want to do. I want to be involved in the game all the time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That has really probably been the change in the game. It used to be everybody wanted to play back end, and now front end, it's a career position and a lot of pride. I think it's the brushing too that these, you know, these athletes take so much pride in their brushing and ability to help their back end make shots.
Whoa! Take ours. That's fine. That's fine.
Well, there you go. That's fine, he says, because as you say, they just are something that Alberta can use.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. Isn't it better over there?
Yeah, the other side's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is, Darren, you talk about Darren, and it's kind of the intangibles you bring to a team, and that was even when I worked with Adam Kingsbury and Homan's team. That's always his philosophy is, besides shot making, what do you as a player do for the other players around you? How do you make them better? And it's not something you can always put your finger on, but Darren makes Brendan better and the front end better. He's positive, how he acts out there. I think that's something that maybe you can't put or quantify on paper, but can make a big difference to a team.
Good.
That's good, Darren. Good spot.
Shot.
Smart choice to play the out turn there. Now there's no yellow double without a jam. You put it in the same spot on the other side of the sheet. There would be a double.
Yeah, touch the red and see if we get a
Touch
little
the
luck.
red, it's really close. You're going for what, John? I think you need like this.
Fin it. Third.
Third's real close.
We're going to try to peel its yellow out. That's the easy part. But try to get their own, because then they can redirect the yellow onto that other yellow and might get lucky and make the double. And then everything's gone.
Yep. We're real big.
Whoa!
John
Epping. Gotta go!
Jansen staying with it all the way. And now the spill. A little bit more.
Nice
No,
try,
it'll
good try.
just dig in. Back
Hair thinner.
12.
Just a quarter-inch thinner. He makes that double.
But here you go. I mean, there's molding. I mean, he's
Right,
trying to
Johnny.
be positive, but it's set up here now for them to get their deuce.
Right on.
Too much game to go.
There is.
Trouble.
Big trouble.
And I think you always know, you look at the team you're playing too. If you're playing maybe a Brad Jacobs, you're going, ooh, they don't leave a lot of rocks in play. We're probably not going to get a chance. But John, every now and then he'll take some risks, and that might be where you capitalize.
Back 8.
It is.
Line's good.
Line's good. To here. To here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hard card.
Okay, good.
Shot.
Good sweep.
Good job. Nice shot, Brendan.
Thanks.
I don't think anybody can throw it hard enough to make that across the sheet double. So try to stay for shot rock here.
Yeah, that's the curling's version of a 7-10 split, I guess. Right?
Very true.
You know, but you don't. Sometimes you'll bang the pins off the wall. There's no wall here to bang it off.
It's good.
Queen. Yep.
It's good.
Queen. Yep.
Whoa. John.
What?
That was roughly the right angle, so he had to throw it maybe twice as hard.
Yeah. I think this will curl up a little for me. Easy.
Final stone here in 4.
Solid.
Easy.
Chance for 2. Hit and stick.
Clean.
There, back edge of the 4-foot.
Clean.
Queen. Queen.
Shot.
And there it is, Alberta. It's a nice reply after giving up the 4. Not going away. Anybody who's at 4 losses, Kathy, playing for their lives, and you've got 2 teams here in the wild card, Mike McEwen out of Manitoba, and Saskatchewan's Steve Laycock.
Well, Matt froze into a group of stones on his first one, and Mike McEwen with the big weight shot was able to remove it and scatter a lot of those stones. That's why you see 4. This is the 4th, needs the 4th.
Matt Dunstone throwing the 4th stones for Steve Laycock and the Saskatchewan champions
14-2.
out of Nutana in Saskatoon.
Great judge, guys.
Coming off a 5-4 extra end loss last night to Team Canada. And you know, there was that one shot in the game last night where Laycock came deep and allowed the guard to be run in. That may have been the difference. Now here's a team trying to play spoiler. Nova Scotia against Manitoba.
Well, a couple opportunities for Manitoba to hit and roll under, and both times hit and stuck on the nose, and so it is an open shot for Jamie Murphy for 2.
Murphy coming in at 4 and 5 against Reed Carruthers at 4 losses, and he'll pick up 2. And you think about those shots that get away, and of course, you've seen them all this week from here in Regina. And our coverage of the Tim Hortons Brier, but Laycock last night trying to leave that guard long, came too tight, bang, away they went, and that opened up that extra end.
Wider than we
Carrick
see.
makes a beauty on his first one, but a little light on the second one, but they rolled it to a smart spot. I don't think there's an easy double on those 2 yellows when Ontario gets a chance to, if they choose to get both of those. They're tricky to hit, aren't they?
Hard, 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 hard.
Yeah, an inch higher, inch lower, and they're gone.
Good, very good.
Good sweep, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's just as easy, I guess.
Speed's okay here, eh?
Yeah, should be 14:25. We gotta go.
Line's good.
Top
Not
4.
heavy. I didn't think
Whoa.
white.
Weight's good for back
Line's
4.
good.
Back
Kirk,
4.
yep. Yep. Hard line.
Hard to get by the red.
Hard line.
Hard to
Gotta
get by the
go.
red.
Gotta go, gotta go. Hard. Hard, hard,
Come on,
hard,
Kirk, you got it.
hard. Oh, we're on it. We're on it.
Okay.
Spot's giving them fits. That's where Bottcher missed wide, raised Epping in and gave up the 4 because it didn't curl. And then once it gets to that 4-foot line a little sooner, it's going to curl. Over curled on them there, wrecked on the red one. Now, can they get both these? This is the trick.
You got to hit the one that's just slightly higher first, and then with these rocks, get some action and spin across the top of the back one.
It's gonna be close, Manny.
Nice shot.
Like that.
That's good, Johnny.
You couldn't hit that any better.
No.
Throw, Pat.
That was tough.
Center.
Used that gear effect, got the spin rolling, and almost hit it dead on and still rolled 5 feet. Lonely Alberta stone all of a sudden.
Line's good.
Brad Thiessen.
Just half.
Just Darren,
Line's
probably.
good.
Probably just Darren.
Well, we gotta go then. Go. Go then.
Line's good. Where is it?
We're half.
Half. Well then. You got to be off it now.
Not overstating here, Cheryl, here, Alberta.
Brad's getting quite a bit of curl with that one.
Steal obviously would be great, but
Brad's
you
getting
can't
quite a
afford to
bit of
give up
curl
more
with
than a
that
single.
rock.
No, and I was just thinking, like, the force is pretty good too. You still got to, you force, you get your deuce back the next end. You can't give up more than one.
Doesn't that leave a double?
You're risking a little bit, Vic, by throwing these guards, and look at just over curled. Now a chance for Ontario.
Oh, I like going after it, yeah.
So try and get
I kind of
skinny
like
this.
feeling, to be honest.
Sure.
We get
If you hit it a hair high, it's not bad if you leave that pocket.
Yeah. Talk.
6-1 here. You get a chance to sit 3 here, but you'll probably, even if you make it properly, you'll probably set up a red double, and you're leaving that dangerous guard. how dangerous is that guard is probably the question. I think John feels it's high enough that he can get around at anything, and he does have an angle raise there too.
And it's not dead on the center line either, so not guarding the button.
Hack!
Hard! 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 Whoa!
Sit. Great shot.
Good.
That was the hardest way to make that. Well done.
2 really nice shots by Pat.
Well, it's nice to see the sociables are at another Brier. Just a reminder, MLS on TSN continues tomorrow. It's the second weekend of play. Montreal against Columbus, and you can see it at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, 4/5, and on CTV. Montreal coming off a season opening loss in Vancouver. Columbus beat Toronto FC. If you do follow MLS, still more talk about Columbus and whether in fact they'll ever get a new stadium to keep the team in town.
Come on, just rip it.
I think with the score, that might be a smart call.
Yeah, it's tough to get the yellow without losing your own.
It is, and
that guard's pretty long.
Those are probably the 2 more dangerous rocks, unless you think we can run them back in if they get behind
Rip.
us.
I like the rip.
Okay.
I like the rip, Johnny. Okay. You guys like this?
Yeah, you guys can talk about it on the next one if you need to.
Oh, he's just shooting hard. You're not gonna have it again.
As this team's matured, I think John's defaults to the team a little bit more than he did when they first got together.
yeah, good point. You know, that's probably John would maybe come around, play something in the house, and the team's like, hey, like the peel.
That's exactly right, and I think, you know, you look at the score, that's the call right there. If Bottcher plays that yellow raise, which he's going to have to unless he tries to draw around,
We're either drawing
there will be a yellow double.
or we're freezing to this one.
You could try drawing once.
Any value in guarding?
No.
Okay.
He's not going to hit it.
I kind of like the come around, Russ, because the freeze is so tough.
Yeah.
Freeze or draw.
Or we could hit and roll.
Yeah.
That's that was the
So we're drawing around the 2?
pitcher shaking off the catcher there, wasn't it? Just, well, we're not guarding.
Adamantly.
And he has such a soft manner about him, right? It was just, no, I don't think so.
Line's pretty tight. Line's tight.
Weight's not bad.
Hard line. Hard line.
Okay, weight's good. Weight's good now.
Whoa.
Weight's good.
No, Brad. No. We don't really want this to frozen. That's a good spot.
That's a very nice draw.
Good spot.
It's good.
Yeah.
Look at the amount of curl from the top 4.
Just trying to get a force out of this
So
somehow.
that's to
Don't know if it touches
Jamie
the back.
Barassa, the head ice technician, and the entire crew. That has been consistent from first. Well, we even saw it in the play-in game on Friday night. But that's been the consistency of the ice.
Yeah, and you know, it's always funny when you don't hear a lot of comments about the ice. You know, the ice is good, and we haven't heard a lot. It's just been really, where do we have to put it? It's consistent curl, and the weight's been fairly consistent as well.
Like referees, you don't want to see them, right?
Yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Hart stays with it and runs it by, and
Good
will
shot, Matt. Very nice.
spill that one and leave it wide open. Alberta sitting the single just back edge of the forward.
Oh, that's Matt Cam's value again. So that rocket hit to John knows he's very confident that he could hit it with that kind of speed and still hang around. That's the key is this rock right here. He hangs around.
Perfectly behind a corner guard.
Yeah, true.
That's a bonus on top.
Went into that.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it would have been a
It's
blank.
almost under.
No, wouldn't have been a blank. He would have been a force.
Well, this, I think the yellow would have went out anyways, no? Not enough energy?
No.
Speed will be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get this into a good spot.
Yeah.
Just full 8.
So just trying to sit to get the force that way.
Line's good. Weight only.
Line's good. Go then. Line's good.
Make sure.
Line's great.
Line's real good. Full 8.
Full 8.
Gotta be here.
Line's real good.
Gotta go.
Hard.
Hard, Brad. Go. Hard.
Good sweep. It's a
Oh,
good spot.
that was incredible brushing to get it there. You could hear them. Well, because you can't be deep on that. So Brendan threw it the right way, but the brushers had to make it for him.
Again, look at those.
Full 8.
They're both
here.
down
Line's
on
real
the
good.
handle.
Gotta go.
Tremendous.
Hard.
Hard, Brad. Go. Hard.
Good sweep.
Yeah, they made that shot.
Reminds me somewhat of the corn broom days when the brushers had to be in sync to avoid each other. And in a sense that way, you know, you have to, you don't want to suddenly bang it. If somebody touches it, they may burn the stone.
It's amazing there aren't more burnt rocks when they're going in different directions like that. Just going to try to roll a couple feet to the left.
And try and set something up.
Solid hack. Whoa. Yep. Little big. Whoa. Little big. Yep. Whoa.
Board almost. Board.
John Epping at his first.
I don't think we're sticking, Matty. Stay close, Pat. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Oh, yeah,
Whoa.
they will stick around.
Nice
Oh, look at
shot.
that.
Great shot,
what
buddy.
a break. As it spins in and just catches the top of the 4 for Shot Rock.
As John was throwing, is just about to say, I like the call, but it's too bad he can't roll for Shot Rock.
And then
He does.
That's been helpful.
it's in a really good spot because now if Alberta rolls, you got to watch rolling and leaving a double.
If it wasn't shot, Bottcher would have a simpler throw here.
Just got to roll back to the corner of the 4-foot. Yeah.
Well, there's been 4 blanks. The only deuce coming in the second Gouju. So they go to the break. 2-0 Team Canada. 2 teams at 8-1. Battle of the Brads.
This is more precise than the draw. Because you've got to roll. You roll a foot too far and the double's left there.
Yeah, you can see a 3 happening here.
And that would be would hurt Alberta. Just replying with a deuce now.
Roll it.
And avoids the jam, rolls it in. They are sitting 2.
Super shot.
Good roll.
2 really great shots by
Great
Brendan.
shot, Brendan.
That's just great curling.
Good call.
Thanks.
He's sitting in a hack going, if I knows that I lose, if I roll 5 feet, I set up a pretty simple double
Brad
for
held that
Epping
pretty straight.
to give up 3.
But that spot, when they've been, remember they've been throwing some hack waiters that look tight too, and then Tim holds it.
No, that was great.
Little compliment to Tim March.
Clean.
Lead
Clean.
for
No.
Ontario.
Whoa.
Final
Clean.
stone facing 2.
Clean. Clean.
John Epping.
Clean. Clean.
Good, John.
Throw, Johnny.
1.
1 it is. Well done for Alberta to hold Ontario to a single. And we will go to the break. Ontario leads it 6-3.
The 2018 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada.
We are here the entire week, of course. Our season of champions. Tim Hortons Brier. Ontario leads it 6-3, and that big 4 stands and jumps off the board as Brian is with John Epping.
John, the championship round, obviously luck's up for grabs, and when you can get a 4 in a game, it's huge. Take us through that third end and how you got that 4.
Yeah, we got a little fortunate that Brendan missed both of his. You know, it looked like maybe we had a good chance for a deuce, but if he makes that hit and roll under, it's going to be much harder. And I made a good one on my last one.
Phenomenal, Brier, for you. Tell us what's gone right for you guys all week.
We've got a couple of extra lucky breaks for sure that have helped. Obviously, the game against Mike last night. You know, yesterday
last night against Nova Scotia, you know, I just missed one early and put us behind, but we came back and battled and played really well, and hopefully get a few more breaks along the way, and it might keep us going.
What would the 1-2 game mean to this team?
Oh, lots. I mean, to get 2 chances, obviously get a chance to be straight to the final, and play as many little games as we can. Like, not to play as many games as we. If we've played so many this year, a couple extra less would be nice.
Thanks for your time. Good luck, John.
Thanks so much.
Very honest. You do need some breaks along the way. Let's check the numbers after 5. What do you see?
Well, you've got to look at John Epping. It's kind of been all in him, that pick and 2 to get the force. Then they just talked about that 4 and number 3. It was both of John Epping's shots that really generated that. And they're putting a lot of pressure on Brendan Bottcher. And you've got to give some credit here to Darren Moulding. Coming in, trending down. He's now shooting 88%.
Numbers after 5 brought to you by Travelers. It's better under the umbrella.
I said Reed must have made a good one.
Alberta will have last rock when we come back.
The 2018 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by New Holland, equipped for a new world. By Ford of Canada, proud partner with Curling Canada for over 20 years. And by Home Hardware. Here's how.
It's really interesting. We watch the trains coming through Regina. It's a big rail center, of course, as for both, particularly potash, of course, wheat to the west coast, and off they go. Sometimes you get behind those wigwags, and they are long trains. You're there for a long time. Update now. Manitoba, Nova Scotia as they play in 5.
Well, for Manitoba, not really able to get things going again this end. Reed Carruthers, after Jamie Murphy hit to lie 3, needs to make the double and stick the shooter for the single.
Again, at 4 losses, Manitoba need to win out and then hope that Alberta loses their last 2. That's good enough for the single. 5-3 Nova Scotia trying to play spoil. On this Friday afternoon, we welcome you back. Final day, round robin play, championship round.
Right your broom.
Top 4 will advance to the Page playoff starting tomorrow. And as we go to 6, Alberta will have last rock. They have the Hammer, playing the Yellowstones in town by 3.
Well, you're pretty happy if you're Brendan Bottcher that you got away that end without giving up a multiple, and now you've got the Hammer back. So see what you can do. Get a couple here.
You got to be back, though.
Okay.
Carrick's going to play the come around the corner.
The 3 doesn't slide quite as good.
You see, you don't normally want to go way behind the tee line like Brendan's calling it, but the run back, the guard's so tight, the run back double's easy, so they're going to try and get as much separation as they can.
Back 12 even. Darren, switch.
Trying to make a curl.
Hard. All the way. Go. Good shot. Very good.
One.
Good enough.
Make it, Patty.
Hey, buddy.
It just makes it, this run back double, just that much tougher. There's more separation, and you could get a mistake. All you need for a possible deuce.
Yep. Whoa. How'd ever finish? Wow. Good throw.
Could freeze that little pocket at the
Right
top.
on the nose.
Yeah. It's early enough for us. I like that.
So you start hitting here. You know what Epping's up to.
Back line.
I'm going to start taking some shots at yellow doubles here.
Maybe the weight they're going to throw like that back line. They won't risk rolling too far. Maybe just roll and set frozen and move one of those stones back to the back 12.
Weight's good.
Be helpful.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, Park. Yep.
Nice shot.
Boy, leaves the shooter just angle frozen there.
Beauty.
Pretty nice.
Ontario is hitting the 2 without last rock. That's, I mean, there's so much difference between the club game and this game. It's just a different level. It's like, but that kind of thing, because when you play at the club level, you're afraid of the other stones. You always want to remove the other stones.
Yes. Beautiful little tap there. Got a wonderful corner freeze. I don't think they can get that yellow one out of there.
Heel. Yep. Whoa. Good.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you were in juniors, Vic, when you don't have hammer hit everything possible. And now that's not done anymore. Now it's moving stones around, tapping, freezing.
As long as you give yourself a chance with your last one.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't mind it if they're all in there, but if you don't have a shot, well, then that was a silly play.
Yeah, no, exactly. Keep opening it up, negotiate so you at least can see the 4-foot.
Line's good.
Rocky.
Yeah,
Line's good. We're a little tight.
Okay, just for line. We're heavy.
Yes.
We're a little tight.
Yes.
Heavy.
Back 12.
Whoa, whoa.
Back 8.
Whoa, whoa.
Back 8.
Whoa.
Whoa. Good.
Close. Yep. Hard. Go, 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 go,
Oh,
go.
very
go.
nice. Great touch.
Shot.
Wonderful touch.
Great shot.
Brad Thiessen wraps it around.
Beauty.
Yeah, real good.
Very close for shot stone.
2 really good shots by Brad. That first one and then the great come around freeze.
Boy. Really good call here. You cannot get the top yellow out. The back yellow you cannot get out. So take your own. Run your own. This releases the top yellow, and maybe they can get that back one.
Whoa.
Back cam.
Whoa.
Tim March.
Boy.
Oh,
Like
very
that.
nice angle it back.
Shot.
Great shot.
That's to your point, Vic. You always want to, you're up 3, you want to hit the yellow ones if you're the Alberta Rocks, if you're Ontario, but well thought out here. Drive it back, get the back one, which is going to be hard to do, and now you've released that top yellow.
Kind of have to.
Bumper.
Okay.
You heard him say that. Huh? Sure
You
that's
throw
my
easy.
point.
Yes, I
Okay.
did. I actually did hear it.
What turn do you like?
Sort of trying to ignore it, but I heard it.
Easy.
Sorry, Cheryl.
We had a deal, Russ.
That's enough, eh? Okay.
I'll give you a sliver more.
Now this is a lot of hard work if you're Alberta. No corner guards. Ontario sit 1 and 2.
Well down. Hard.
But again, you know, you go back to that deuce they got in 4, mistake. And suddenly they split the house and they get their deuce.
Yeah, it only takes 1 shot, and that's all it was that end. 1 really well-made shot and 1 slight miss.
Okay.
There's the other slight miss.
Like hack.
Turned it around. You're looking
Wanna
at
stick around?
potentially setting up a 3. Now you have nothing.
Good night, you guys, buddy. It's good.
Yes.
Thanks, sir. Yep. Hard. You gotta go, Tim.
Hard. Hard.
March with it all the way, and nice brush to hold it right there. They're sitting 3 without last rock.
I am
Ontario.
into you right now. Good sweep, buddy. Good throw. Good sweep for the play.
Easy.
Is he just trying to roll in between the middle of the 2 reds, Russ?
Yeah, kind of roll frozen, yes. So any way you can create some degree of difficulty for Epping.
Whoa.
Tough shot.
Whoa. Okay.
Thinking the same thing, John?
Yeah, and that might have even created a chance for a blank. That's might be the best you
You
hope
think?
for now if you're Alberta.
Got to work hard to get a blank, don't you?
No kidding.
Timmy, do you want me to take one? Give you a break?
No, I'm good. Sure.
That's a nice front end, huh? Yeah. There was Pat Jansen saying, Tim, these are all. You want me to take this one? You've been brushing them up and back.
Weight's good, same as height.
Same. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Less. Yep. Yep. Yep.
And again, trying to hold the line, and Mark stays with it.
No roll.
Good. What?
Shoot. Kind of try and hit the hole almost, hey?
Yeah.
This one first.
This one first.
Yeah. Yeah, bomb hole. Let's go.
Yeah, that one curled up.
Oh, that's really hot.
Bad positioning for that Ontario Rocky. Hit this one first, out it goes, over to that one thin. It'll come that way. You might leave it right in front, Cheryl. It's going to be close.
It is. Could tell Darren said just bomb weight. You need big weight to get, mostly you need the big weight to get that kind of rattle through. Try and spin your yellow deeper in the house.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Yes. Yeah. Hard.
Neeson staying with it. Bang. Oh, and just rolls it by, and now doesn't get rid of two.
Wow. Caught the left one first. And
Right.
curled.
Yeah, you wanted to get more of the right one.
Yep.
Not sure you had to throw it that hard, but good try.
Now they're talking about a bomb, and
Just
that was close to an expensive takeout.
Yeah.
There was a camera
horse
lens
here isn't
about
the
to
end
be
of the
shattered.
Yeah.
Okay, Max is half in the 4 foot. We're just going to cross a rock at center line. So you're going to be right here. Okay. Probably should be good, same as last night and everything.
Yeah, it's close. Maybe a hair story on last night, but real close.
You got that?
Look at John's numbers. 96 on hits, 100% on draws.
A little bit pat.
Weight's good. A
Little bit pat.
I think you're okay, guys. I think you're okay. I think you're okay.
Real good.
Bite the 4. Bite the 4. You don't look heavy. Bite the 4. Yep. Doesn't look heavy.
Well, we pick up play now in the second half. Team Canada with their deuce in the second, but there's been
nothing.
4 other blanks, and now it looks like there's something going.
Well, Brad Jacobs came around and froze to Brad Gushue on his first. Brad Gushue tried to follow him down, but it's not completely locked in, so he's trying to throw a soft weight, get some finish for 2.
You gotta go. You gotta go every inch. All right, Tanner. You gotta go every
Mentioned
inch.
that Ryan Harnden is not playing, and so with the brush there of Tanner Horgan coming off the bench, they do pick up a couple.
Jeez, great shot.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
You might need back.
A little heavy.
Whoa!
Clean.
Back in.
Back in.
Whoa.
We need the back in.
Clean.
Need the back in.
Whoa. Clean it. We're fine.
it.
Clean.
No.
Carrick. 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 Go. We're good. Nice shot.
And they will hang it on the edge. Forced to the single. They still trail by 2. Need to win one of their last 2, Alberta. Well, let's drop in on this game, and you see that Mike McEwen, team wild card, Saskatchewan, Steve Laycock, both at 4 losses. So this is a must-win for both teams, and 3 Yellowstones around the edge of the 8. They all belong to Saskatchewan. Mike McEwen in his last.
Well, for Matt Dunstone on his final stone, threw it in a spot that would count for 3, but wouldn't allow Mike McEwen to hit and stick and get shot. And so that is why it is the draw, needs full 8.
And we've seen it. It's been a frustrating event for McEwen, particularly last night. And has he shaken it off?
Yeah, you know what? Early he didn't. He was sliding deep on draws, but I'll tell you, when that 4 went up on the board next door, they looked like the team that came into this event early this week.
And of course, they're watching that game of Alberta. 2 losses by them and 2 wins by any of the teams at 4 losses as we go right next door. That red rock, that belongs to Manitoba Reed Carruthers. Final stone is on the way now by Nova Scotia's Jamie Murphy out of Halifax.
Well, Reed a little heavy on his first and even on his second. No sweeping involved. And it curled. It probably is shot, but bounced off. So a chance for Jamie to get to the inside and be shot.
And roll over, and that will be for the single. That's one. And now they're going to measure for a second. Nova Scotia trying to play spoiler.
Brilliant week for Nova Scotia. They've made a ton of shots. They've made a lot of teams work hard to beat them.
But that loss the other night when they came in, of course, at 4-3, that's tough. Then you pretty much have to run the table, and they've dropped a couple. So now we wait one more time, and it will be Manitoba. So just the one for Nova Scotia in a must-win for Reed Carruthers and Manitoba. So again, yesterday we played a couple of draws in this championship round. We know those 3 teams are in at 8-1. Why? Because the worst they can do is 3 losses. And then those 4 lost teams obviously are eliminated from them. Brendan Bottcher is the key. If he loses both, somebody at 4 has a chance to catch him. If he wins 1 of 2, Ontario now, Northern Ontario tonight, he will pick up that 4th spot in the Page playoff. On this final day of round robin here at the Brandt Centre in Regina. And everybody here in the arena following along as you are at home. And we go to 7, Ontario with a 6-4 lead. And once again, it will be John Epping from the Leaside Curling Club in Toronto that does have the last drop. He has the hammer playing the red stone.
Well, now Alberta's inching their way back into here. Alberta threw a center guard. Epping came around. Alberta froze on it because you know exactly what they're trying to do. If they force here, they're in pretty good shape. And then Ontario played a soft little hit and roll to sit 2, and then another freeze.
Good. Good.
Great shot.
Street guard this one.
Yeah.
Well,
we
if he
don't
ignores
want
the center guard, that's even better, isn't it? Like he's peeling this no matter what.
I agree. Because it's always just
good guarded.
I'd rather be closer to the center.
Yeah, just don't. Yeah.
Line's good.
Wait's good.
We're not wide. Tight if anything.
Yeah.
Darren for sure.
Line's good.
Really tough situation now for Team
Oh,
Alberta.
oh, we're going to overcurl.
You don't have hammer, you don't have any guards, and everything's behind the T line.
Line's
No.
good.
No.
That's a good shot, Brad. Very good.
I wondered for Alberta when they threw the center guard and then Ontario came around it, and I wondered if they'd throw another center guard.
That's the normal procedure, isn't it? With that many down.
Yep. Good. Good. Good.
And here are the matchups for tonight and the final draw. So Manitoba, team wild card, one of them will still be alive. Nova Scotia, Saskatchewan, who will be alive there? Will Saskatchewan pull it out and pick up the win? Ontario, Team Canada, that may be for first place overall, last rock in the 1-2 Page playoff. And Alberta hoping that the game tonight against Northern Ontario will mean nothing, that they are already through.
Guarded up again.
Yeah, they're in a pretty good position being decent freeze on top of that Ontario stone. So
Yeah,
although we
go
know
there.
how these rocks will go if you leave Ontario any slice of it, but if they can keep
Line's
this
great.
guard in the right spot,
You gotta go. Hard, hard.
keep making Ontario waste a stone.
Hard. Go hard. Good spot. Good. Nice, Darren. Very good.
Yeah, the pick's tricky too, isn't it? Because you can run it onto either one of those reds or both reds.
I was thinking peel. What do you think?
Like he's going to draw here on his last one.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't mind it. I like working the back one on this one.
Well, and then
What are
this
we trying to
leaves
hit?
the center guard for Alberta, so
Yes.
you have to make a choice if you're Ontario.
Yeah, pick your poison, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Neither one of them is a great situation for Epping, is it? Because they're going to go around their own yellow guard here. I don't disagree with this, though, because it has to be made well or Epping scores a couple.
Attaboy.
Oh,
Okay, that was pretty good.
I didn't think you could do that.
No, I didn't see that coming. I thought there was going to be at least one red gone, if not both.
Nicely done.
Could be the week of his life. Matt Cam.
Oh, no kidding, Vic.
Well, a lot like we talked in the opening about Team Bottcher, how come they're good better all of a sudden? It's just that seasoning, that experience, getting over those butterflies. Cam's done that before. He's been in a Brier. He's coming out swinging.
14:25. Top four's not a terrible second. All right.
I think it's heavy.
No. Line's good.
Weight's good.
Weight's good.
Well,
Line's
you're
good.
all in now if you're Alberta.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Line's good.
Weight's good. Back four.
Weight's good.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Nope, nope,
We're
nope.
back
If
for it.
anything, we
Check.
need to shade
Curl.
this way.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, baby.
It's a good shot. Very good shot.
There, it's good. A little better shape.
Yeah, I think Darren's holding his breath on this.
Yeah.
Oh, he made a great.
Are we committing to guarding it?
I think so, but he made a great pick there. Like if he gets rid of either one.
That's so Darren. Still giving the other guy credit, even though it could cost them this end.
What? Go, bud.
Really no choice for Bottcher. Guard for your life here.
Guard it. Yeah. Nice and tight.
Well, I'm going to have a heck of a shot scoring. At least now I've got to either draw, or if he throws it in, I got a double for the...
You thinking he leaves you a chance to chase it down?
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But if he doesn't, I'll just peel, and then he
He's
can...
gotta come
yeah,
in the
he's got to
8 foot.
figure it out. I just think if we don't pick your back one, I have a tougher shot on my last one.
Yeah.
Weight's nice. Tight. Tight on its own.
Tight.
Brad! Tight. Line's close.
Brad, a little Brad.
Yeah.
Straight.
Tight.
Keep straight. Keep straight.
You know, we may not have seen John here, but obviously
Tight.
all the
Whoa, over curling.
touring he's done.
No.
Off.
He does have a good handle, Russ, it appears, on the game.
Oh, no question. We said in our notes that
Good spot.
he's a Brier rookie, but he's really not.
Nice shot.
He's played all the big spiels. He played against my brother all those years in the provincials. The Olympic trials really helped season this team.
Yeah, and John himself, he's been to 3 of them.
Yeah, for sure we can.
Probably one just biting for.
He's ripping it.
Well, he might throw just the easy shot for one, but we can live with a 4.
If we put it right back in that spot.
Yeah.
Well, I think a force is massive for Alberta here.
Yep.
Definitely
Clean,
live with
clean,
that.
Whoa. Clean, clean, clean.
Go. Boy. Draw.
That or
Yeah.
that's going to be a hard spot to get to, and I feel like there's less upside.
Yeah. We're never like. I think he's
never a
always
great
hitting something, right? Isn't he?
Well, if we guard, we make him draw. I don't think he can run it back. There's steal of twos hidden here.
It's a scary draw into the rings for Brendan. You could leave a double, like a slash double, or
here, what would he do?
that's
Well,
perfect.
if we go there, it gets a little interesting.
But you have to make it.
Sure, timeout.
He
What do you
was
like,
given
Russ?
2 90-second timeouts.
I like where he had it before, like a top 8-ish, and make them play the double.
He's got.
Or a little higher than that,
This
yeah,
probably
to
gets
make them draw.
We're never stealing though, but
Well, we could just replace
if
it.
we want
and
to
make-
steal, we might
Replacing
just
the
go
guard.
Here, right?
Pardon?
I think
If we wanna
Brendan
steal,
likes
we
that.
probably just
Well, what does he do if we go here? Draw?
draw or hit.
We could.
It's a gimme, draw or hit.
Yeah,
Are you happy
but
with giving
things
Epping a
can
shot
go
for
wrong.
1?
No.
You're 3 down, playing 8.
No coach or alternate for this Alberta Championship team. As we go over 2-2 tie, Team Canada, Northern Ontario, and Canada is sitting one on the lid.
They are, and that yellow stone that they're hitting for their second point was just thrown there by Brad Jacobs. Tried a big up-weight shot to get rid of both red stones. It did not curl. He got only 1, and so it is Team Canada. Line 1 needs a soft weight, needs a little bit of a roll.
Defending Canadian men's world champion Brad Gushue.
Right off! Right off! No. Should be okay.
And rolls away. Oh, manages to touch the yellow stone and sit, and that will be for 2. Yeah, a little shake of the head. Wasn't quite sure if that was the way he played it. But listen, everything he plays this week appears to be more on the soft side
Yeah.
and the more makeable weights.
Yeah, I don't think Brad can throw it as hard as some of the other skips out here either. So that's how he makes his living on those soft shots. He's good at them. That just barely curled for him, though, didn't it?
A little bit or not? If he comes in front,
What's
you
the
want to rip
decision
across
here,
the
Sean?
top.
Coming into forfeit, they decided in the end that that's it's got to be perfect, because you can leave a slash double, or if you slide a little deep, an in-off double.
I think this is a harder shot for Brendan, too. That, is it going to curl enough? Or your hair deep, you set up an easy double?
His instinct was the guard for Brendan. Darren really wanted them to come in. So
He just made it, too.
Fight 4!
Because Epping risk running this yellow rock back and giving up a steal of 2. He's just going to come around the guard and draw for 1.
Curling.
This could cost them.
We're really close.
We're almost frozen.
We're almost frozen. Frozen.
Whoa!
We're frozen.
Whoa! Yeah!
Whoa!
Yeah! Yes!
We're frozen.
Oh, baby.
And to the corner.
Oh, he got the angle.
Oh, that was Darren at the end panicking to make sure they held that angle.
The angle being if they play the double, they'll catch one of the Ontario stones.
It curls a little more, they give up 3.
Oh, that was big.
Frozen. We're almost frozen.
Frozen.
Listen to Darren.
We're frozen.
Whoa! Yeah!
Whoa!
Yeah! Yes!
Whoa!
Oh, baby.
It's fine. Good.
Some good communication. The brushers let Darren know it was a little heavy, and he knew that he had to get on it.
But there's Matt Cam with the brush down and checking over that, or just looking to his left to see if, in fact, it will and go onto it. Will it catch it? Final stone.
Whoa! Whoa, Tim!
Right now, Alberta's hitting the 2. Nothing from Marchette.
Whoa!
Wants to jump this all on its own. Bang! Stuffed it, and that will work. So very nice last rock draw by Brendan Bottcher. Epping can't spill them. Ontario gets just the single.
Yes! Come on! Go! Come on! Yes! Split it! Split it!
sparkling performances this week. 7-4 Ontario. As we welcome you back. This final day, championship round robin play.
Real close, John.
And Alberta again, keeping them close, holding Ontario. That 4 is the difference in the third. As Ontario leads at 7-4, we go now to, with Alberta leading it now and having last rock, down by 3, starting the 8th.
Well, now you really need it for Alberta to do something with the hammer. It's getting late in the game. You need your deuce here, then you force, then you've got a chance in 10. And that's really, when I looked at the numbers coming in for Ontario, Alberta, the difference is it was the hammer efficiency for Ontario. They had the edge there, but force efficiency for Alberta. So they've been using that.
Well, we're on. Whoa. We're all over this one.
Curl. Curl.
Okay.
Not bad.
He goes here, right?
That's what I expected it to do that way. Curl.
Half, quarter.
Half to quarter.
John wants to
Whoa.
Easy.
move his red too if he can.
Close. Yep. Good.
Trap.
Well, we mentioned all the 4-loss teams are in must-wins. This is a big game between Team Wildcard, Mike McEwen, Saskatchewan, Steve Laycock, and it's, of course, with Matt Dunstone throwing the 4th stone. This, for them, is a game saver, maybe a tournament saver.
Well, it's a huge shot. Mike McEwen missed a double on his final stone and rolled out. They took a timeout to see whether they should risk playing the split. So this is a potential split for 3.
And this isn't that close, is it?
It's not.
Look at this. Bang. Now there's one.
It's good.
And
That would have been there for sure, yeah.
yeah, well,
we could have hit 2.5 inches skinnier still.
no, they think it would have been there had they
Had to curl more for sure.
So they have to settle for the deuce.
Either way.
So the other turn on that split, they would have had the gear effect and got a little bit more roll, but that was a tough one.
Should run right up the sheet for you.
Yeah, I like the way you threw it, though. Make sure you got your deuce.
Yeah, well thrown.
That was the key on that shot.
Whoa. Whoa, clean. Not a boy. Good.
Good throw.
Not a boy.
Look at the shot Brad Thiessen just threw. Out turn, draw, freezes.
Speed's nice, eh?
Yep.
Okay. It's halfway.
Again, here's a 4-loss team in Reed Carruthers, and desperate here as they trail by 3.
Well, and Reed's struggling a little bit today to not make his first one, and that allowed Jamie Murphy to go around, but it didn't finish, and so it is a wide open shot for Reed, but it is against 3.
Yep.
From West St. Paul. And there's the single to get closer.
Great pair.
Matt Cam.
Clean. Whoa. Clean. Good.
Throw, Matt.
Boy.
Tough one now. Can you sink another one, or do you hit that top one and open up the back one?
Yeah. Real nice.
Gonna throw one more guard.
Yeah, but then you have to make a move in there.
Soon.
A little less than yours.
Line's good.
Looks like it might curl more. I don't know. You don't want to be light, for sure.
This one's really curling, but Just for weight.
Shows you how important it is for that rock positioning early, where Team Ontario had one top 8 but one back button, and the one at the back button as it comes into our screen now is the one that's killing them.
Shot. What are you thinking?
Play that red raise if the back red wasn't there. Self-inflicted.
My gut says
You can, at this point, if you're Alberta, knows that top red one just a little high side, and both reds will go. Set
No,
two.
Keelan's not good.
Not
He's
an
gonna
easy
come
shot,
around
but
everything. And that's pretty dangerous then for us. Do we try and tap this and dislodge this with like hack?
Yeah. I could always try the freeze tap. No, they'll use him to double back.
Well, you just go there. He's going to hit and roll this way behind the corner. I think we need to get this out of here. This is hurting us right now. What do you think, RB?
Yeah, how far back?
Well, I think I don't care if we, well, it'd be awesome to keep it here so the corner's kind of, but what do you think about playing hack, trying to get that back?
Sure. It's good. Yeah?
Do you hate that?
Nope. Hair high?
Yeah, I think so.
It's either that or that.
We're going to peel. He's going to go back here, and then we're.
Is it worth?
I got to follow him.
Is it worth throwing hard?
Yeah. Or you throw guard.
No, I don't like guard.
Their shot.
On Johnny's.
Their shot.
What? Hack?
John's talking about when they tap this, trying to keep that back red one of theirs that's causing them so many issues in the ring, so that if Alberta comes around the corner guard, that their red would be shot over. But I'm not sure I'd even want to leave it in the rings at all as backing.
A little quiet. Yep. A little quiet.
Whoa!
Easy.
Whoa!
It's close.
March again, just ready here on this stone from Matt Cam.
Okay.
Takes the corner away at least. That works out, buddy.
It's not bad.
Just didn't quite
What
finish.
if you have a straight one?
Didn't move.
What if you have a straight one?
I might.
Is that rock?
Yeah. That's that rock.
I wonder if you have a straight.
That's the one where I threw the hack waiter going away, which I thought it was soft.
Real cute, you chip this one on the way.
Yeah.
Making some notes about the rocks.
I don't see anything else.
Okay.
The only other thing
Easy.
I see is freeze the corner of this top red.
Easy.
People always say to me too, you know, it's the 8th end ahead of practice. They've been here all week. Why can't they figure out the rocks? But we're talking half an inch of curl maybe on that shot. So it's not like the rock's going sideways or straighter that much. It's just that minute difference that can catch these guys on these high degree of difficulty shots.
And the problem is if you're throwing hits, you don't see it. So they're trying to relate it back to a couple draws they've seen of Matt's.
Darren Molding.
Shot.
That's a good shot. Good shot.
He unlocks it, and they are sitting the shot stone. It's funny you bring that up because the Ontario coach,
Medium.
Wilson, was saying that that is something that they really did work on throughout because they hadn't seen these stones.
What if you roll over here
and they think that that's one of the things that they've had to their advantage.
Yeah.
They think they have a better handle on some of the other teams.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Okay.
Right.
Good.
I think so.
Kind of weight.
Control.
Control.
Actually, normal.
Because throughout this week, all you've seen is the binoculars up and watching and writing and matching.
Yeah, and they'll be looking at the stats of stones and watching what Gushu does with Jules Ulcher being such a
and roll over into the side of ours over here.
great rock matcher. Yeah, it's a little bit of a discomfort for these teams coming in and not knowing the stones.
On the other side, it's kind of an equalizer for all the teams that don't ever get to play with these stones. At least they're on an equal footing going in.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know what it's going to do here. It's going to sit right there. That's good.
Sorry, guys. I slid tighter than I wanted. Sorry, bud.
Well, this young man has had a wonderful week. He's 8-1, tied for the lead. John Epping may have had butterflies on that first day of play, but my goodness, as he outcurls Brendan Bottcher right now and leads on the scoreboard by 3. Player numbers brought to you by New Holland. Equipped for a new world.
Yeah, if we make this double, we're going to catch that one.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Medium?
Yep. I think you're about a thin third to make it.
Yeah, I see that too.
Yeah.
Down here, I think the key is try to make that double and stay. You have to stay. You might get lucky over here somewhere, but you heard Brendan say, if I make the double, I'm going to be really close to making the triple. That goes out there. Then they are sitting 2, maybe even buried. Kind of an all or nothing, though, isn't it? You hit it thick, it's going to be a wide open hit for Ontario.
Thiessen staying with it. You can hear Moulding call, get one.
Beauty.
Oh, he's got them all.
What a great throw by Brendan.
Oh, but that line call by Moulding, and Thiessen staying with that stone.
Great throw.
Had to throw it a sliver harder.
Darren's made a couple shots for Brendan just on the line calling.
He's right. Watch it. This rolls. He throws it harder. That rolls on 6 inches farther, and they're right underneath. So good. John's got to be careful here. I saw him indicate he tried to like to roll a little underneath. You can't tick something on the way by or you give up 3. Got to make sure he kills this yellow rock.
Tim. Good.
Oh, there you go. He'll roll it away. And we talk about one shot here or there and a chance now for Alberta. Inching their way back. Had a couple.
Contact's good.
Well, that one shot is Brendan Bottcher's triple in a roll.
Same kind of weight.
14.5.
I like it.
Hair light?
Yeah, hair light. Would like to go. Just keep it moving, though.
Hair light.
It's in a little tighter path.
Right in the slide path.
Martin.
Keep it moving.
Put it in the paint.
Gotta go. Good sweep, boys.
Good.
Good deuce, boys.
Boy, is that ever a great deuce, boys. As they pick up 2. They were down 5-1 after 3. It's 7-6 now, Ontario, as we go to 9. And an update as we check in on 2 teams at 8-1. Team Canada, as they play Northern Ontario. Final stone coming up here for Brad Jacobs, Sault Ste. Marie.
No, Brad Gushu's final hit and roll rolled too far. It is second shot. And so this is a draw for 2. A chance to tie. Needs full 4.
Mine's never an issue.
Remember now that Ryan Harnden
Mine's never an issue.
not on the ice, ill, so EJ Harnden, his brother, is there with Tanner Horgan. Uh-oh. And it does not. Slides too far. They settle for just the single. Team Canada with the lead there. On this Friday afternoon from the Brent Center here in Regina. Final day round robin play championship round before we head to the Page playoffs starting tomorrow. Will there be tiebreakers? Well, it's a possibility. Alberta trying to end that. However, if they can fight their way back, win this one or win tonight against Northern Ontario, win one of their last 2, and they are into the final 4. Other teams at 4 losses trying to keep themselves alive.
They look pretty good.
Wait's real close, John.
Both ends, front ends, very impressive. As we drop in on wild card and Saskatchewan. Wild card, of course, is Mike McEwen. Played his way into this event last Friday night in a 3-3 tie.
And this could be 4-game. Mike made a double on his first one, and Matt went around. He is second shot, but they are playing hard for the opportunity for 5.
Wow. Here we go. And that would, a loss here by either of these teams would take them out of any chance. McEwen, bang, come over and rolls back. And now, no.
It's just 2.
Yep.
Just back 8, back 12.
Jeez. Okay. Tap it on the nose.
I mentioned earlier, he's come alive with seeing earlier Alberta's troubles, knowing that an Alberta loss and he should win, he'd still have a chance. Brad Thiessen.
Well, this is always that risky ninth end. Alberta's trying to force. They're going to leave rocks in play.
Well, they're going to leave rocks in play. Ontario's likely to leave rocks in play.
Yes.
Because as we've seen throughout the week, this is an end that when you think it should be open, when you have the lead, Epping isn't afraid. He'll just put them, leave them up.
Not at all. I think in this situation, though, those 2 yellows are very worrisome with the score the way it is. But 2 perfect shots by Tim March, those come-arounds. You rarely see them close together like that on the center line and that high. There's usually one goes too deep. We talked about it last night, actually. Tim came behind the button and it caused them all kind of fits. In this case, it's like tailor-made to run this out.
Well, yeah, it really was the deuce. That probably created the deuce chance last end. And
look at those reds. Even if Team Bottcher goes around to the button, it's immiscible at raise.
Bad idea. Yeah.
Easy?
Yeah.
Oh. Easy. Don't you like leaving one in the back?
Hey, let's do it.
That's getting pretty cute. At this point, we need this one to at least get to here.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
I think we're playing the forest, boys.
It's okay.
Millimeter high.
We need to do something about those rocks.
yeah, they're in such, to your point, Russ, in such a good spot. They've got to deal with them, get them unlocked.
Well, there's no chance of stealing the way they are now. So
Clean.
problem here, when you throw weight at your own rocker, you better make it or you lose your own rock.
Yep. Whoa.
Yep. Yep.
Molding on the brush.
Nicely done.
And they'll get rid of 1.
Good.
It's a great shot. Because, you know, the first isn't the end of the world here, but if we go too hard, we're going to give up 4.
And then we're down.
Oh, you've said that often, right?
The force is not bad at all. You get hammer back.
Yep.
You're only down 2. You score your deuce.
And you go to an extra. And we wouldn't have thought that after the third.
No, you'd be pretty happy going to an extra if you're Alberta.
Pick your own out here just as easy on this run back.
Pat Jansen.
Got any of it?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. It works.
Just good enough.
What are you thinking, Johnny? Just
We'll eventually hit that one, I think.
this one?
It keeps guarding, right? Hit that red.
So
Or
rip
yellow.
on my first one?
What's that, buddy?
Rip on my first one?
I think so.
Weight's good. Hair heavy, if anything.
Should be fine. I don't think it's heavy.
Okay.
Line's good.
Just halfway.
Line's good.
Okay.
Yeah, just half.
Okay,
Just
it's
half.
going to have to curl a little bit. Switch. Switch.
Go.
Switch. Hard. Go.
Hard,
Hard.
Hard all the way.
Hard all the way. All the way. Good sweep. Good
Beauty.
Sorry.
Does the trick, makes
Are you going for it, John, or
Ontario.
no? Yeah.
By going for it, they're talking about maybe trying to clip that back yellow that you see 8 foot left-hand side of the screen.
There's a red one nearly in the way. It's tough.
Yeah, we'll think this won't be too aggressive.
Whoa.
Matt Cam,
Throw,
he'll
Matty,
just get
throw,
the
Matty.
high guard.
Well thrown.
Yeah.
Exact same spot.
Not a bad setup
Same
here.
spot.
Yeah.
4.
Alberta, sorry. The you can get around here probably right around everything at some point.
You see, you have to understand that you keeping these things a secret. It's called broadcasting, and there are other people who would like, unfortunately, to hear what you have to say. But you just keep it to yourself. That's not very good.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
So trying to further the career.
Well, full disclosure here, Vic. If they keep peeling Ontario, then Alberta's going to go right around that staggered situation.
All right.
This,
there you
John?
go. That's much better.
And now they've changed their mind, so they're going to try to set 2, and that still leaves that center guard for Alberta.
We trying to nose it? Yep.
That's a real estate term, full disclosure.
Being the realtor you are.
Thank you.
Yep. It's good. Easy.
This house is a disaster. You're still going to buy this.
Yeah.
It's good.
Right between.
Oh, gosh, got to try the inside roll towards center line. He's had a wonderful game. My goodness.
Has he ever? And that's a pretty great shot. He's edge to edge on that red, which makes this shot that Brendan's going to throw pretty tough. You've got to get right down to the face of it.
But we're playing to bump it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we got to get close to that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Very close to that top red.
Try and bump it 4-6 inches.
Brendan.
This is where it gets dangerous.
Brendan. Brendan. That's there. We could do that too.
I don't hate that at all.
Sorry.
Easier call and get it behind the T line, then they've got maybe a potentially easier set last shot.
Sorry, I saw that.
I don't hate it.
But if we do that, he's probably going to draw, and if he makes a real good draw, we're in big trouble. But either way,
it's a little easier shot for
this
Brendan.
This one is the one that's going to kill us.
I actually kind of like this. We needed that.
Yeah.
It opens up this.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it.
The other thing, we could actually just move it to there too and sit
then he
there.
draws here.
Yeah.
Well, the shooter should stay there.
But there might be a double too.
I like this.
Yeah. Okay. I do too. Ha. Yeah. All right, man.
Try and roll edge 8.
Yeah.
I like this. Open up that other one.
They had talked about coaching, and they thought that they'd have worked it all year, that they'd worked it out themselves. Jason Gunlickson, you remember, was acting as a coach and alternate at the trials.
Right.
But then Jason was here as well and lost the play in game to Mike McEwen.
I think you've got two very smart back-end players that know the game really well, and I like the way Darren kind of sells the options to Brendan. Really works.
It's coming pretty hard. Plan B.
Okay. Oh, and they'll just chip it over. Duke push it into the open.
Sorry.
Ontario is sitting 2.
It's not good.
A little heavy there.
You don't want to let him play the triple, I guess. Well, I guess he won't have it, eh?
No.
Right there is
If
perfect.
we go there, he just freezes the inside of this red one. We can't get rid of it.
Well, yeah, but we're going to be shot.
We'll be shot.
We'll be shot.
And we just
I
tap
just
for
tap
2.
it for 2.
Okay.
Right there, bud.
Yeah.
I'll try to tuck a little bit of it. You don't need to tuck much.
Oh, yeah.
Should be pretty
Darren
good here,
was
Pat.
trying to get the back one. And
try to just kind of...
Yeah, just full 4 tuck a little.
Yeah. I know.
It wasn't.
I called it the same as you. I'm just saying in hindsight.
Yeah.
Just let it hit half and...
Yeah, if we could, yeah.
At least that takes away the intern draw. Now we just need a little bit of a miss to be able to get in there.
You could peel the guard.
Yep.
Brendan's got to kind of angle free somewhere or promote that yellow and corner frozen, or you set up a pretty easy double for a couple of points for Epping.
Not his style, though, is it?
No.
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 Line's great.
No, true.
Right here.
Oh, this looks perfect.
Whoa. It's got to stop. Sit. Good shot, John.
Spot, John.
Oh, is it ever?
Nice throw, buddy. Drop the rock higher.
Right here.
Yeah, one rock higher because they're looking at something on the other side now.
Sit. Good shot, John.
Spot, John. It's always nutting.
Oh, that's to try to wiggle in there on the intern side.
How do you get in there,
Might be
Cheryl?
buried because we would nose, right?
Yeah. I'm just worried that this one is going to make its way, it's going to clip, and jiggle through, especially coming at it a little bit this way.
Yeah. Pretty tough, actually.
Do you have
It'd
to
have
play
to be
weight
a
at
bit
this,
unlucky.
Russ? I mean, for
But
all
I
intents and
don't-
purposes, this is the game.
I think
you
the
would think
nose,
for Alberta.
It's easier shot.
It's
for
the
sure.
Which is the best way of maybe holding Ontario to a single.
I think the intern come around, just get to the inside of that right-hand red, but I think they don't want to leave John shot rock, so they're going to try this straight back.
You have like
This is
a millimeter.
tons of risk. Like you say, this could be the game here for sure. Straight back, there's so much distance, it's easy to hit this offline and then either hit it there or hit it there, and that will leave that yellow one here, and hopefully for Brendan Bottcher, there's a guard.
And can he remove a couple of stones in the process?
Yeah, you'll get rid of two. The one John just threw will stay. Oh, this could go wrong at so many different levels.
Final stone, Alberta. Brendan Bottcher. Jansen's with it. Now you can hear Molding there. Staying with it. Molding's call. Run it back. Bang, bang, dang. Oh, and now it'll go through.
Okay.
And he'll leave the shot stone. Second shot belongs
I thought
Alberta.
it might go through that hole.
And Ontario will have a chance here to put 3 on the board.
I was worried we were going to hit it right.
Yeah, Brendan called that. He was a little concerned it would go right through that hole.
But
was just
how
lined
unlucky
up
is
that
that? Like he hit the left and the right at almost the same time. Anything.
Either or, right?
Yep, either or, a quarter inch either way, he probably makes it.
What a great throw.
Matt Cam is hiding one of the stones, and this will be for a 3, possibly. Ontario, final rock. John Epping.
Tim, you got to go.
March.
Might lose one of their own here.
Over the top of
Look
this.
out. And he will lose his own, but they will add 2 more. 2 it is. 2 for Ontario. And that is a big deuce to lead by 3. Quickly over Nova Scotia against Manitoba. Must win for Manitoba. Reed Carruthers. And he's sitting the one almost corner frozen fall. Last stone now Nova Scotia and Jamie Murphy.
Jamie drew on his first one to lie too, and that red stone that is shot was thrown by Reed Carruthers as an end saver on his final one, forcing Jamie to draw. Needs full 8, almost a bite of the 4.
And Fleming thinking about coming out, but nicely done by Phil Kroll, Scott Zachary, as they will get the single. Get it there in time? I thought they did.
I'm not sure they dragged it far enough.
All right, no, it's gone up on the board as a steal. A steal of 1 for Manitoba in 9. And there from overhead, he does come up short. That's their one. I could have said, thanks, Paul, for pointing. That's the shot clock.
The 2018 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of curling Canada. The 2018 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by New Holland, equipped for a new world. By Purex Bathroom Tissue, find comfort in Purex. And by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures.
Let's check in on this game. Saskatchewan and Team Wildcard, and it is Saskatchewan. It appears to be sitting the 1. Now, how do you get the deuce?
Well, they took a look, and they even had Pat Simmons come out and take a look at it as well, and they've decided their best option is running their own corner in to stick the shooter for 2.
Matt Dunstone with the throw, throwing forth stones. Myers brothers, bang. Oh, and now you have a look. 1 for sure.
I think that's all, though.
Oh, how unlucky was that?
They just couldn't move that McEwen stone enough. Have a look, and we'll wait. And it does look like it is red as you look at the outside.
Well, even if you look at the inside.
Well, no, it's the outside. Thank you very much. Thanks for your help. 1 it is for Saskatchewan. You can stop there. In a game that one of those will keep themselves alive. A 5th loss would take them out of it. And so there it will be McEwen and Team Wildcard from Winnipeg and the Fort Rouge. As we welcome you back, what a huge 2 points that is for Ontario as they extend the lead now to 3. Alberta will have last draw, playing the Yellowstones here in 10 coming home.
Oh, they just really got caught on Brendan's. They were trying to play that tap, and then both of them called it. Darren said, sorry about that. Tried to call it to get the back one and just cut the top one too thin, and really then John Epping put his rock in a perfect spot. Wasn't much left for Brendan. You take that 4 out of there in the 3rd end, and this is a pretty tight, incredible game, but just trying to come back against a team after a 4 is so tough.
And you know what? They've done a good job up until that point.
Have they ever?
Right.
Yeah, they forced, get their deuce.
They had outscored them 5-2 to that point.
That 4 snuck up on Bottcher too. They only John was sitting 1. He tapped, buried, rolled, and guarded to sit 2. Forced Bottcher to come through a small hole. He raised Ontario in. John chipped it for 4, but it looked like a 2 at the very most, and turned it into a 4.
Line. Line's good. Park. Line's good. Line's good.
Hey, weight's good.
Weight's good. We can go up anything. We got some room.
Okay. We're T.
Solid T. Anything.
Solid
you gotta go a little.
Bury it.
Yep.
Hard.
All the way.
Yeah.
Good. Good shot.
Yep. Whoa. Clean. Attaboy, Matt. Good throw.
Come on, Matty, get throwing. Throw us, Mike.
Need one more miss somehow.
Guard, I think. Oh yeah, just guard it. Guard it. Hope they flash or bonk.
Yeah, there you go.
A little high.
Line's good.
A little high.
Yeah.
Burlington.
Line's good.
A little high.
Gotta go.
Okay, switch.
Brad.
Switch.
Brad.
Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Hard.
Whoa. Nice. Very good.
Shot.
As long as you roll out of the way here, you don't even have to roll out, just roll out of the way, and you'll have a wide open hit.
I think Epping's team has done a really good job of regrouping after they get out of their pool, and sometimes it's a little bit of a letdown because you did job number 1's done. You get out of the pool and you come into the championship pool, and maybe you don't perform as well because you've reached your goal, but staying on top of their game and still putting lots of pressure, making tons of shots.
No question.
Hard! Gotta go, Tim.
Hard, Pat.
Roll it. Should go.
And it should go, and it does. So you got 3 left. You got to make them all count here, Alberta and Brendan Bottcher.
It's potentially 9 in a row for John.
Okay.
You know, who would have expected that for a rookie?
No.
speed.
Well, and to not say that's good enough. That's what, you know, I think that's probably the benefit of losing all those provincial championships and being at the trials is you don't know how many chances you're ever going to get to be back here. So you've got to make it worth every minute.
Yeah, we're late.
Definitely.
Probably just
I gave it a little.
They knew it right away out of his hand, didn't they?
Yeah.
Decent.
Keep
Smart.
moving.
Get it in, boys.
It's running pretty straight, so it should be close.
Gotta go top 12.
That's okay. Just make sure it's in.
Make sure we're in.
Good sweep, boys.
Okay.
And in it is just. So make something go away.
Keep the weight up on this. There's no use throwing normal weight and take the curl right out of it.
Clean.
Just clean. Keep it firm, clean. You got it.
Throw, John.
Boy, Johnny.
And there it goes. Attaboy, Johnny. John Epping will pick up the win to improve his record to 9-1.
Way to go. Good grind, boys.
And now if they put themselves in a position for the 1-2 page, it's quite possible. Very impressive. This Ontario team from the Leaside Curling Club in Toronto make the final.
Everybody back home. Hi,
9-7.
Leaside.
And really it was the third end where the four did, as Russ says, snuck up on Alberta as they go on to a 9-7 win. Impressively, John Epping curling 96%. The game story brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada. So right next door on sheet A, Team Canada, Brad Gouge, Northern Ontario, Brad Jacobs, both at 8-1 coming in. And the blank in 9 means that here in 10, it is Team Canada that does have the last rock.
And he faces 2 here, Vic. There was a guard. Brad Jacobs went around. Brad peeled it, and so Brad Jacobs hit to lie 2. A nose hit will not do. Needs to roll into the forefoot.
Gotta go. Hard,
Final
Jeff.
stone.
Hard, Jeff. Gotta go.
Jeff Walker trying to hold the line here.
Hard.
Hold on. Catch it. Oh, now you're going to sit and excuse us. Oh, it may just have. May just have.
Hardline brooms are pretty good.
And the hand comes out. It sits in time. Team Canada will pick up the single by that little bit to win it 5-3. And with that, they improve their record now to 9-1 to keep pace with Ontario. Northern Ontario is now 8-2. Wow. And again, you know, we often talk about that slide path. It just fudged up enough, dug in for him. So, Team Canada and Ontario with the win. Northern Ontario falls behind, and Ontario, of course, with their win should also be 9-1, and Alberta at 7-3. Now, can they win tonight? Bottcher still has one more chance to put himself in. So we'll turn our attention down to the game between the two teams that are 5-4. Mike McEwen, Team Wildcard, Saskatchewan, and Steve Laycock.
Yep.
One of these teams will be eliminated. One of them will still have a chance. Then need to win tonight. Need another loss by Alberta and Bottcher.
Wild card up 1 with the hammer here. Just open it up.
Whoa. Clean.
BJ.
Clean.
Freshly shaven, Neufeld. as the whiskers have gone and trying to get into this, probably by a whisker. Well, they got into it, of course, with a steal against
I don't hate that. Well, even if he makes it,
Gunlickson last Friday night to get into the field.
Draw around somewhere, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Right
just
there.
how close it is with those teams.
Good with either. You decide.
And you think back, Mike
And
missed the 8-foot to give up a steal to lose the game, and then he made an unbelievable feather
Where do
double
you think
to
it was,
score
here?
3 against Nova Scotia to
Because we're going to
get a game he probably wasn't going to win. They're all so
We
close.
got to make sure we bury it if we're higher.
Are they throwing another long one?
I think so.
Would just be such a short run for.
Yeah, if we're going to be high, we got to make sure it's
How far does it have to be for you to follow it down? Probably has to be half in the back 4 foot. What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
To follow it.
Well,
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
the only other option is going to be to run a double, right?
I guess they are going in. Sounds like following it down would give Mike shot rockers, or
all there.
yeah, it would give him shot rock, and then they would be throwing his last one against a tie as opposed to a loss.
Yeah, I think he's just throwing a guard though, Russ.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know what they mean by following it down.
I think on his next one,
Ah,
depending on what he
gotcha,
does, right?
Yep. For line, yep. Can't let him just hit it. Yep. Hard.
They left it open.
Timeout being called by McEwen.
It might be better to hit the one in the rings.
Not bad, eh?
Yeah, they got half of it.
Rip this. Could rip this too.
Well, let's think about this. Like, with the height of this guard, kind of the best he can go is probably here. If I peel this tight one.
Yeah.
Right, if he goes any deeper, it's pretty easy for me to follow it down. Right now on this, though, he can get like right here.
Or even better, he's right here, right half open. Right here.
I think he can almost get better with this stone.
I would agree.
Is that crazy? I don't think
No,
that's crazy.
I would agree.
I think this one's hurting us.
The other good part too is if you leave the one in the rings, you peel a long guard, they go around, they sit 2. Now you're drawing against 2.
I think
Not ideal when you're 1 up.
you can
No.
probably put it right here, but
Trying to get to loss.
Still got the button.
I still have the button. Like right now, you can put it here, and it's the same difference. I have the button. I think you ripped this one.
And the guard's high, and it's not covering
No,
the
I don't
button
think you draw
either.
now. I mean,
Another example of guard positioning. I think they were,
Well,
Saskatchewan was trying to get a little more
Makes
curl
good one
there.
around it. I've got the button. I ripped this one. He goes a little too far, and I can tap him. He makes it good.
And another final. And Nova Scotia will play spoiler as they win 7-5. And that is a 5th loss for Manitoba. Reed Carruthers, and that will take them out of contention. Nova Scotia also at 5-5. So one of these two teams on the ice right here, McEwen wild card or Saskatchewan Laycock, are the only teams that will have a chance to possibly force a tiebreaker.
I think so.
So now for
Is either
Matt
good
to come
shot-
down and be buried, you're going to still leave a bit of the
Nibble the
button
fork.
open for Mike McEwen.
Getting perfectly buried is always tricky too, isn't it?
Yeah. Guard's a little longer.
Yep.
Could come out either side. I like that call by Mike.
I think so. You're trained to peel a center guard, but it's a pretty long center
What do you think
guard.
of that, Boomer? Do you like it here more?
And with a 1-point lead, it's Mike can freewheel with his last one, really.
Well, and it's not quite center. I think that's the other thing,
Mhm.
right? It leaves the button open.
John Epping coming off his win. Tied for the top now with the defending champions, and this building goes quiet as you might expect. So much support here in Regina for this team from the Nutana in Saskatoon, and trying
Here
to
you go, then. Lines are
hide
very
it
tight.
here.
Hair tight line.
Line's a little tighter.
Steal their way to an extra.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
Line's good.
Line's good.
Don't need to finish.
Alan Myers,
Fight the
Kirk
four is
Myers, Laycock calling
needs to
line on
finish.
this stone from Matt Dunstone. And
Yep.
around they go, and it is covered.
Good.
And timeout, second one now being called by McEwen. It's exactly what Mike McEwen said. The best they can do is leave it top 8 because of the length of that guard. So he knew he had forefoot. Really good draw.
Should be around a 14-5 pass.
That's almost the best Matt could do.
14-4. Crossing center. This will be faster. Yeah.
Just
I'll
those
let you
games
know if
now,
it's
you
in the
look
good
and
stuff.
you get away. They got away on you and you think back. Nova Scotia had a couple of those. 6 draws, 71% for Mike McEwen. And he needs full 8, a little bite of the red, piece of the 4.
That's still my timeout, correct?
Yeah, that game last night with Laycock coming a little long with his guard, and that really turned it around in that extra end when they had maybe Canada on the ropes.
You're in the good stuff. You're in the good stuff.
Just a reminder, they're out on that fresh pebble.
Looks good for Button.
Line's really good.
Samagalski and Hodson, or pardon me,
Come on.
Gotta go, guys.
Wozniak and Neufeld. And you can hear BJ Neufeld.
Come
Got to
on,
get it
boys.
now. Got to get a piece
Come
of that
on.
4, fellas. Get it to the 4, fellas. That'll do.
And BJ, good luck, man. And Danny, good luck tonight, man. Thank you, good luck tonight.
Yeah, good luck tonight.
Good luck tonight, man.
Matt Dunstone, of course, 2-time Canadian junior champion out of Manitoba. Wishing his provincial mates good luck, as they will have a chance. Need a win, of course, but then also need a loss by Alberta. And so the standings as they are now, going into 1 draw remaining. Team Canada, Ontario top of the table, Northern Ontario are into the playoffs. They fall to 8-2. And Alberta will get another chance. They had to win 1 of their last 2. They lost today. We will watch them tonight. Can they win 1 more to put themselves in as they play Brad Jacobs and Team Canada? And of course, we'll keep an eye on McEwen as he plays his good friend Manitoba and Reed Carruthers. That's all tonight when we join you again. Final round robin draw. The Tim Hortons Brier from Regina. And all of it here on Canada's sports leader, TSN.
Everybody back home. Hi, Lee side.